Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the grand final of the Logitech G Rivals Siege X tournament. This is what every player in the tournament has attempted to go for. This is what everyone has been playing for. And here we are. Barbie Boys versus Bake Lads. Who is going to take the crown? Now, it is worth pointing out that this is part of the T2 system that Rat Company has put in place. So these two teams have already qualified for the pinnacle of that tournament of the circuit, the Gauntlet, later in the year or early next year. I don't actually know the details for that yet because they have not been officially released. But here and now, who is going to win this tournament? I'm not entirely sure, because last time I tried to predict something, it fell horribly flat on my ass. And I ended up looking like a complete and utter moron. What else is new? However, now where is challenge mode? So I'm gonna need this. Gut feel, I feel like it's going to be Bake Lads because they've had the extra week to prepare for this and to get used and to, like I say, gut feel, I feel like it's going to be Bake Lads. They just seemed a little bit more put together during the playoffs. That said, Barbie Boys were pretty damn dominant against NamesDave Esports, keeping in mind that NamesDave had just gone through a grueling best-of-3 against 6 targets, so whether or not that actually means anything, that's up to interpretation. But alright. So the vetoes for the grand final are not up yet. I suspect they won't be for another few minutes. Gut feel, I'm going to say Barbie Boys take this... Sorry, Bake Lads, take this 2-1. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Barbie Boys end up coming back and winning this whole thing. Either way, I'm hoping it's going to be an absolute banger of a series. I'm really hoping. Also worth pointing out that I believe for the first time since 2019, if Mr. Robert Monday says anything to go by, is correct about this, this will actually be the first LAN in Australia since 2019. 5+ years. And none of these boys have ever played in a LAN environment before. The closest I think anyone has... Actually, I don't know. I think, you know what? I think they may be on equal footing. I don't think any of these guys are playing in 2019. So this is going to be a whole new experience for these guys. And I haven't seen the arena for Fortress yet. I haven't seen the arena that Fortress have put up for this event. I am dying to see. "20 seconds before the game starts. Let's see how this pans out." I am incredibly excited about this. That is... Oh, that's a lot of people in chat. Alright, let's get this on, ladies and germs. This must be the new stuff that Logitech G really announced during Logitech Play. I think Logi Play. I think it was a couple of days ago.
Hello and welcome to the Logitech
Speaking of Mr. Monday,
here in Fortress, Melbourne. It's an exciting time. It is one of only one. It's a LAN, and it is the first time we have ever had a LAN in Oceania for grassroots. It's incredibly important to notice that Logitech G are the reason that we can do this here today. We had over 100 teams sign up for this competition, but now only 2 remain. Bake Lads and Barbie Boys are going to go head-to-head, quite literally, if you don't mind me.
I love these guys. This is
good.
good.
For us to get underway with our LAN. That's right, grassroots LAN. Right now, we've got 3 incredible commentators. We got Haz, we got Vince here, and Spartan. Please take it away.
Thank you very much, Robert, for that beautiful intro, and welcome everyone here into the Fortress Arena. My name is Haz Daddy Slim. To my left, Vince here. To my right, Spartan, and we are about to get underway for a grand final that should be filled with R6 action. And as Rob said, Spartan, we started with 100. And now we are down to just the 2.
100 teams signed up for this. 100 teams.
First off, but then
that is nuts.
Stage, which teams were going up and down, trying new strategies, and then developing into these teams that we see right now. It's been very, very competitive.
Absolutely fantastic stuff throughout the group stages, the playoffs, and to where we are for this one. As well, Vince here, mate, the LAN for a lot of these players, in fact, I think for all of them, this is their first experience here to play in a LAN environment. You yourself had the opportunity to actually play on one. How do you think they're feeling with this one at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since that happened for me. That was MEO back in 2019, and unfortunately did not play all that well. But for these guys, it's such a great opportunity. As Rob said, it's the first grassroots LAN that we've ever had, and we don't get these opportunities very often in this region. So I really hope both teams just take it to each other and yeah, show us what they've got.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. These were the 8 teams, of course, we started off with up on the big screen, and now we are down to just the 2. But Barbie Boys, Bake Lads, of course, Spartan, they came from 4th place, really just only scraping into the playoffs, but they've looked incredibly solid throughout, and as we can see, their run was...
so I was going to tear the camera off so you can have a look at the bracket.
We saw 6 targets go undefeated in the group stage, which then Bake Lads had to go up against them first, which, as we see on the bracket side, they did destroy them, and then in the semi-final side, they did actually go against Barbie Boys and defeated Barbie Boys in a 2v1. So this is a repeat match, a revenge match, would you say, for Barbie Boys?
Yeah, so they'll be... Well, I mean, look, you lose the upper bracket final, but now you get to the one that's really important, the grand final here. So Bake Lads will have some confidence that they can once again get the victory series for Barbie Boys. Made a solid run there against Names Dave Esports in the upper bracket final. Now they get the chance for that revenge there. And Vince here, I mean, we had a chat, of course, before we've got this one underway about both these teams. We feel like there's not a huge difference between them, and that sort of makes sense looking at that 2-1 scoreline from the upper bracket final.
That's right. This
Absolutely.
is the roster.
And, yeah, as we were saying before when we were discussing this, I think on paper these are the 2 best teams across the competition that we've had. Even though maybe throughout the group stage they didn't show us exactly what they were capable of.
I know the names.
When it came down to the playoffs.
Actually, I know all these guys. They've been in T1 in various squads over the years. I think the only one I don't actively know all that well.
Taken. They took the names away from me.
Supposed to know these things.
I know.
I want to say Bailey.
But, yeah, just in general
because
throughout
he
that
was.
playoff stage.
I only became aware of him.
The only thing is, with winning that upper bracket
stage 2
they did have a week
last
off
year
before coming into this grand final.
when he was on Outlast.
In their time off and really.
He was actually meant to be on TSG for this season, but they dropped him just before the stage starts, and they brought him in, brought Zero in his place.
We've had a chat with Bake Lads, Spartan. We now look towards Barbie Boys. Look, they're looking for revenge from the 2-1 defeat, and they're probably
as for Barbie Boys, hang on.
Incredibly strong, and it is a very good team on paper.
Oh, absolutely. They've been very consistent throughout their group stage. Obviously, in the playoffs, they did just lose to Bake Lads side of things. So obviously,
now in terms of my familiarity with this roster, the only one I actually don't know with any degree of certainty is Novex. I know Saved, I know Prez, I know Pinku,
also chatting, Vinny, sort of with the...
I know.
whether or not
I
there's
don't know
gonna be
Nazarati all that
fans
much, but I
coming
think if
to
I
the
recall
actual
correctly, he
stage. There's
was
been a lot of
on
text chat going on, throughout group stages, throughout the playoffs.
team
Are we gonna
during
see anyone get out of
2024.
their
I have
seats
to
tonight and do a bit of
fact
physical
check myself, but I
I'm
think
very
that's how it
excited to
was.
see. At a LAN environment, it's very different. Obviously, we saw the Bake Lads boys up there first, and Kakin was the closest one to the camera, and I have to say, he is a menacing figure, and I would not be saying much across the stage to him. But yeah, I really do hope they bring it. I mean, it's been a very consistent thing across the group stage and the playoffs. You know, it really means a lot to these guys, and yeah, hopefully it continues tonight.
Yes, well, one team or 5 of the players up there will get the opportunity to be crowned the champion, and we've just gotten word the visos have been completed, so we
here we
get to
go.
see the 3 maps for this evening.
Okay, it's best of 3, not best of
It's a
5.
2-0, but the third will be there just in case we need to go on the way. And well, this is what was happening before with the coin toss and the pick. Who did manage to take it in the end?
Weird. Looks like Bakelets might have won the coin toss there, which then obviously.
I have to admit,
both
this is actually
teams
kind of
probably thought
amusing.
About what maps they played against each other, particularly in the
Alright, here we
first
go.
three,
We've got
which one
Chalet,
they
Skyscraper,
We
and
do
the
have map
decider
leaders
will be
as here,
Club.
which, unfortunately, no layer side of things.
Aw,
but
poor
we
Spartan.
are going to Chalet and Skyscraper.
Chalet and
then
Skyscraper.
we'll be
Ooh,
deciding
this
on
actually
Clubhouse.
could
So
get quite
I'm really excited
interesting.
to see. We do see 2 very common and standard maps in the Chalet and Clubhouse side. But then we have Skyscraper as a spicy extra pick, which I think both teams will be able to pull out some of these hidden strategies that they haven't shown yet.
Barbie Boys
Yeah, I think
actually
there's no surprise in
demolished
Clubhouse.
Names Dave
Clubhouse
Esports
will
on
have
Sky
both-
last time.
both
It was
the
the
most played
first map. I
maps
think it was
across the group
actually
stage and the playoffs. I think
Names
it was around 10
Dave's
times
map
each.
pick, if I recall.
So both teams know
Again,
this
we
map
have to
very
fact
well.
check
If it does
myself
come
here.
down to the third map, I think it's going to be an absolute banger, with both teams showing they can play that map very well.
I mean, we're hoping that it goes to best of 3. I mean, production possibly not quite. I mean, with suggestions of a 2 a.m. finish. Didn't seem to be many smiles about that one, but we're
No,
hoping
that's
at
the
least
upper
for a
bracket. I want the
competitive,
lower bracket. Oops.
couple of overtimes. Get to, if you're going to 2-0, make them 2 close maps. But I
Here we
think
go.
both
This
of
is
these
the one
squads
I'm looking for.
should put on an epic show. And before we get into
yeah,
the
it was
show, we're actually
7-2.
going to get Mr. Rob back on the stage. He's got some people who are going to be having a chat with him.
Oh, hello.
Mr. Rob, that's my father. Thank you very much, Daddy. But this is actually, I will say, this is probably one of the first times ever in any siege that I've ever done where I actually feel small in between 2 humans. Prez, Kakin, long-standing members from rosters that have gone way back.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Names
I
Dave
think both of you
actually
came through the
picked
tier 2
Skyscraper.
scene. You went up to the top
And
level.
Barbie Boys
And now we're back
demolished
into
them.
grassroots
They couldn't
again,
even
but
win
that's
a
okay.
map
Prez,
on
this
attack.
is your
I
first
actually
ever
wanted
LAN.
to try
What
and
does it mean
break
to you?
that down at some point because
It means a lot. I've been
that
playing
should
for
not
the last
happen.
5 or 6 years now, so nah, it's a really good opportunity for everyone in the T2 scene now. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Now, technically, this is not your first LAN, because if you remember a long time ago, we did the Combine. But is this your first ever competitive LAN?
Yep, sure is.
And how do you feel about it? Because this is something that's been a long time coming, obviously for both of you, but I know you've been in the trenches just as long as Prez has.
Yeah, doesn't feel too bad. I mean, I came up the road to get here. I would have liked to fly out like everyone else, but still like to play offline, so it's going to be great.
It is offline as well, so this is the LAN build, and I can't remember the last time we even had an Oceanic LAN in general, let alone actually in the LAN build. Just last thoughts, because obviously this is a pretty big matchup. This is a great chance for both of you to compete at this level. Prez, do you have anything nice or awful to say to your opponent?
You know me, I never have anything bad to say about my opponents. Come on, Rob, you know me. Look, we're just going to let our gameplay do the talking. They can talk all they want in the game chat, but it's not going to affect us.
I know you like to talk a fair bit. Anything? Anything?
I can't say much. Me and Prez have been through a lot together, but I can say things about the rest of them. Look, we've come here. We're here to play. We're here to smash them.
I love it, gents. Actually, you know what? Please, for the love of God, shake hands. Well, it's time for us to get underway with our first ever Tier 2 LAN here in Oceania. Let's just go back to the casters and get underway.
Let's hear it. Let's see this.
Thank you very much, Rob, for that little interview there. So both players, well, I'll be honest, they actually seemed pretty calm, most things considered. There, no real nerves, at least showing for the time being.
No nerves and really nice words for each other, actually. I think there was a lot of respect between those two guys. I don't know if the same can be said about the rest of the teams and how they feel about each other, so I'm excited to see what they do during the match.
But we always know the text chat in the match can get very spicy very quickly.
Oh,
which
indeed.
I don't think we'll be stopping anytime soon with this matchup, but it's always good to see a little bit of respect between the teams.
Well, they can talk smack, but now they've got to do it in the server. These two squads almost ready to get underway as everyone gets their headsets. Final checks to make sure that everything's functioning correctly as we head towards our first map. I guess what we probably should do is maybe some predictions, guys. How are we feeling this one's going to, well, end up this evening?
I'm hoping for a 2-1 one way, hopefully not a 2-0. Bake lads, as I said, had the week off. I think it was last week when the upper bracket or the lower bracket semi-final was played. So I think based on this first map, I'll be able to see if they've sort of been warming up and practicing in the meantime. If not, then I think Barbie Boys might be able to take this 2-1.
Well, I think it'll be very competitive every single map, and I think both teams will take it a map by map situation, which Chalet, every team knows how to play. It's very standard side of things, which both teams I feel like have very different styles of gameplay, where Bakelets can be very aggressive, go for these rush plays, which on Chalet there's a lot of opportunities to go for these rush plays, where on Barbie Boys' side, they're very structured, they know what to do. They can go for these rush plays, but they also take their time and do these very methodical and structured plays, which it'll be interesting to see how they kind of match up with each other on Chalet.
That it will, as we have our flyover and we're about to get underway for map number 1. Need to check. How are we feeling, guys?
Oh, there's a crowd.
That's not bad. I reckon, well, I've blown all of our ears out
Yeah.
really well there.
Oh, hell yeah.
But, I reckon the crowd could get a little bit
Oh.
louder the longer we go on, but should be an absolute classic this first map as we start to get, well, with the bands first of all.
The bands on Chalet, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see Clash taking off the board with the Blitz first, so 2 shields immediately off the board.
Not
Yeah.
unexpected.
Not
Like,
unexpected, especially throughout the group stage and throughout the playoffs. I mean, shields have just been banned basically every single time. Blackbeard and Mirror.
Oh,
as well.
hello.
Mirror is one of those defensive bans that just makes sense on a lot of maps. Has a lot of utility that can really hold down areas of the map, especially on a map like Chalet, where being able to contest
Oh,
entry
we're
is
seeing
really
a
important. So
Denari from the Barbie Boys first
yeah, no,
up.
definitely. And
Okay,
particularly
this could get
upstairs
spicy.
Side and basement side,
And
Mira
it's
can be very
master
strong, very
bedroom.
quick, so having that banned out is, I think, once again, very standard. And then Blackbeard being able to jump through the windows quite aggressively. He can't ADS now while jumping through the windows, positive on the new season change, but definitely still a dangerous pick, so I think it's a very solid ban on Barbie Boys side.
just looking at the setup here, looks like on the defensive side, Azami, Ella, Warden, Wamai. Prez is starting to use his setup here towards this offer side, so denying a few of these angles with these laser trips. And that Wamai will be really pivotal in holding down that offer position.
Let's see
with
how
that
they
utility.
do.
Well, here we go. Everyone's talked. They've spoken in text chats, but now they've got to do it in the game. First round here of the grand finals getting underway. Bakelads are on the attacking side. Barbie Boys on the defensive.
So it does look like we want to go for a library side take here, which they're already in the library, so it's making space very clear, but Barbie Boys not really concerned. They're all happy to play further back, as we see Nez on the Warden. Will be playing in that aggressive spot near the half wall towards the opposite side. So Warden always a very strong pick, making sure he can't get flashed out. He has the shotgun in hand as well as a C4, so can deny plants and get very aggressive on this K9 balcony.
Making very quick work of this wall. Bailey already
Very
got the ops
quick
wall
work.
open, and immediately it looks like they're going to start putting pressure onto Nezerati. With this Warden utility, you'll be able to stave off any flashbangs, but his shield has been dealt with. Jack Scurry will find the first kill of this grand final onto
Pinku.
That is the Ella off the board.
So it is advantage to Bakelads to start this.
No!
Nezerati waiting for Realist to pop on.
Waiting
through.
in.
One right back, C4 out as well. Not too far away from finding themselves a second, and they've got the decent angle here for the possibility of coming through, but getting an early advantage, even straight back up as we tick down below 90.
The line for the Pinku, I think Barbie
Does look like
Boys
Jack
come out
Sparrow's
on
starting to
top
clear
on
up
that
below
one.
In dining and kitchen side.
Does-
We see
that-
they can also-
Nezerati
bit
was
of that
very
movement,
patient
seeing
on
if
that
they can
Warden.
pick off Nez, But in the meantime,
And
Prez
there
is
goes the
taking down
Nomad.
Japer, so there goes the flank watch. There goes the Nomad, which it's hard to tell exactly if they put all the air jabs down, but Chalet being such a flank-heavy map, particularly on all the staircases, that's a crucial pick.
And these were Midas on the office half wall, starting to get their use. Bailey's been able to burn one with a flashbang. Nezerati still holding his half wall position, still in a really good spot.
No!
Prez will find Kaken on that entry into the office single door.
How
Now
did
it's onto
Prez
Bailey,
survive?
trying to
How
get
did...
into office. We'll take the first fight, but Nezerati deals with him, and we're back to a 4v1.
That's all on Jax Curry now. Surely can't do anything in this one here. Finds at least the first, so it would have to be an ace to try and claim this first round as we tick down below 40 seconds.
Doesn't have a lot of time on his hands. It could...
So many issues here, and Barbie boys, they just play this calmly. They don't need to particularly take any 1v1 fights player for each other. They just have to be careful here. Jack himself a triple, but Prez will shut that down, and it will be Barbie boys to get things rolling in the grand final, taking the opening round.
Which Bakeleds, they were able to get into the building really quickly. They had their clear plan of going through a library side across, but then in that middle part where they had the wall open, the office wall open, and then they kind of stalled, which then we saw Barbie boys get aggressive, making sure that they couldn't be comfortable within the map and then falling off safely. So Barbie boys just having the read and having the momentum currently.
That was a...
Yeah, I mean, the setup wasn't too
that positioning from
complicated.
Prez saved
Barbie boys
Nezerati's
had
ass.
Sort of mainly their idea of holding this piano in office area.
Prez saved
Yeah,
Nezerati's
Bakeleds
ass
just
there.
not
He
really adapted
absolutely
to that half wall
saved his
from the
ass.
Warden. Once the Midas were burnt,
Looks
the
like...
grenades might have been able to come in, but some really good refrags coming out from the Barbie boys, holding some really nice angles onto those office single door and the breach.
And we look at these maps as well. I mean, most sort of lean towards that defensive side, but I guess for Chile, it's sort of closer to 50-50 for half of it. But like, I feel for Bakeleds here, again, it's their map pick, so they're going to have to try and get the most attacking rounds on the board possible. The minimum you feel like for most of these, it has to be at least 2.
Yeah, most definitely. If not 3 on Chalet. But that was the top 4 side, and we are now rotating down to Bar in the game. So a bit more of a tertiary side. As Chalet is, you can play all 4 sides quite comfortably, although one may be more favored than the other. But that does mean the attack always has lots of opportunities to try and go for these different plays, these different paces of aggression as well, which currently it does look like they...
I think the order of preference for pro maps for Chalet
on
is
the board, so able to potentially get
kitchen
some of the
dining,
shields, some of the Azami
the upstairs
shield
bomb site,
barriers to kind of
bar
clear up
games,
upstairs on the
and
defense side.
wide and snowmobile, and that's the
Yeah,
basement.
just based
I
on
think that's the
position of these
order.
attacking players, it looks like they're going for very much of a split push where they're trying to clear out as much utility as they can above. Doesn't look like any of the players have made their way over from the solar side, so very much will be about denying this utility from the defense and then putting the pressure on from Library Valve.
Bit of a waste of a Rotaro drone, but I can see the logic
already.
behind it.
And Bailey's playing a very aggressive position here on this glass, just looking for any kills that he can find. That fire extinguisher can prove to be a smoke grenade if fired. Takes the fight onto Warden. A little bit of damage going onto Novak.
Very lucky there,
no kills so far.
Nez. Oh, that's Novak, sorry, not Nez.
Hanging around for this one as well, but it's Jax Curry. Off to a fantastic start for Bakeleds here. 4 kills already in these opening 2 rounds, and they got the opener last time around as well, so pressure now on Pinku. He tries to get himself in a refocused position here as we tick down.
Very
below
clever
30.
use of the Kiba and the smoke from the extinct fire extinguisher too.
Pick up the pace here.
Oh,
Yeah, Bakeled's trying to surround
Oh,
the side
well
with the
done,
Pinku.
Pinku.
Down
Good
Bailey,
response.
trying to equalize and make sure they can't, once again, have their pace of collapsing in on their own time.
oh, that is an aggressive roam from Prez up on the second floor. That is very aggressive.
Jack can't just casually sit there and cause issues for the Mez players and library players side.
Oh, patience. The patience from Prez.
Able to take him out. And immediately another fight from Pinku, but reach fades both ways. Japer able to take out Pinku.
Ooh,
After that kill into Real,
2v3.
down to a 2v3.
The Fenrir and the Warmine, the Warden. Oh, it's the...
Hold that advantage though. As
Oh,
Japer's
hello.
looking around.
Hello.
Knocks him away, and that's the double. And once again, it's all left to just the one. This time it's Kaken. 30 seconds and counting. Needs to try and make their way in here. Picking up the diffuser,
And
Maserati will
nailed.
have it, and Barbie boys, they are off and running to start this one. 2 very solid rounds here to start the defensive side, and for Bakelades, opportunities, but they haven't really been able to get anything from them so far.
Not yet, at least.
No, they're both. Once again, they have the very clear plan at the start. They were going for the surround, as you were saying, Vinny, and going for the pinches all across the top floor, keeping the angles. But then, as we saw, Barbie boys weren't going to just sit there and let them get taken out one by one. We saw Prez there as well, doing his work, making sure that they couldn't get comfortable on the balconies, get that extra angle onto Mez, onto display without taking a gun cut.
Yeah, and in a way, we saw attacking players on different parts of the map and really
Looks like
trying to
kitchen
deal with some of
dining's
that
next.
utility before looking for
I
those
guess they're
fights,
not
but
going down to wine
in
and
reality,
snow.
The attack, in a way, was almost one-dimensional in the fact that they were so split that the defenders were able to take those isolated fights and get the kills back. There were some good trades from Pinku in the middle of the round, just trying to hold that down. From their Barbie boys, well, just hold their nerve and refrag out the rest of the players.
And for Bakelades as well, this has become a pressure thing because, you know, 3 of the players yet to register a kill. 2 rounds in, you know, all of a sudden you don't get the 3rd round, it just keeps rolling on and on. So just getting that first kill, getting a release of pressure as well, would be on their minds. But for Barbie boys, they just want to keep this one rolling. 2 very solid defensive round starts here. Can they make it a solid 3-0?
I reckon they could, the way they're going. Not to say that Bakelades are playing bad, but Barbie boys are just able to read and react better.
We have the castle also there to cover all these extra angles. But Bakelades, looking on the Solar side, they might be looking for an aggressive take here through Trophy. Or they might be looking to potentially clear the players upstairs through that Solar and Trophy side. But you see Bailey on the Gridlock, which Gridlock not usually picked on a lot of maps, but very strong on Chalet with all the flame torch. But we see Real is able to get in Solar safely, which I think is a very, very substantial location to be able to take very quickly.
Yeah, that's the hard part of the attack already done for the Bakelades. Already given all of this solar control, and Vegas has also been taken down to 1 HP, as well as Nezerati now. That is the problem with giving up this much solar control early. Does allow the attacking team to play on that bathroom balcony. Really put pressure here. Reelers will finish off Novex with a good nade. Nezerati will find one back, still on 1 HP.
That's a good kill there, considering the HP he had on him, but once again, 4v4. Once again, Bakelades, they get that opener, but Barbie boys are there for that immediate retrade. That just means things just come to a bit of a calm again. Bakelades just make sure they get every single angle here. Flashes out there from Japer, seeing if any of the Barbie boys go searching for that one. It's not happening though.
Not yet.
As they start to get their way in towards these sides, and again, just running out of a bit of time here as well.
Which they're starting to make their way through Trophy, put the pressure directly onto that kitchen side, as we see here, Jack Scurry. And Kaken also able to get a kill through Westfane, 2 of them as well. And now we're left in a 4v2. Prez and Nez, I think, upstairs, and the diffuser is going down.
Surely their first might be coming here, as that plant should go through. So now, it's essentially a 3v2 as Kaken has gone down. It could be picked up, but I doubt they're going to be looking for that one there. Prez has been solid so far. Lovely shot up to 6, but now surely there's no way he can find this. If he had a bit more HP, there could have been a chance here, but the fuse is already ticking down. Japer and Bailey, full HP. Kaken will bleed out. Surely Prez doesn't find a way back into this one. He might have a chance at a head here for the first, but it's what he's above, and does he actually have a decent angle here for the defuse? He's starting it, but no, he does not. Bailey finds the kill. And
That would have been a very good ninja defuse if he was able to pull it off.
Round here in the grand final.
Ooh, that would have been a
really good
very good
adaptation there
defuse.
from the Bakelades. Barbie boys not holding onto that solar side of the map. And when you're given that much control so early in the round, you have to take it, and they did just that. From there, the defenders didn't have many places to play inside of master bedroom and bathroom, so the attackers just putting as much pressure as they can on up top. Not as much of a defensive setup up there that they could hold, and yeah, as the picks started falling, Bakelades were able to trade each other out. Kaken on a really nice double kill.
The Zami on the
jumping into West Main.
Dokkaebi are gone. Okay.
There, just
The
able to jump
Dokkaebi,
around.
yeah, actually both of these make total sense on
Looking at
Chalet.
now the bans going onto the second half of the defense side for Barbie boys. We do see the Azami ban, which we saw in the previous 3 rounds they were playing Azami, so I think a very solid ban on that side. We do see the Dokkaebi ban as well, so potentially Barbie boys looking to still be able to roam quite safely with the Dokkaebi calls. It's very hard to roam quite safely, particularly when your phone's going off all the time, which Chalet being a very flank heavy map. I think will be very, very solid and beneficial for Barbie Boys.
Yeah, I will agree with that. And one of those things with Chalet is that as a defensive team, once the attack starts to get on top, and you're giving them too much map control, then it can really feel like you're being suffocated inside the site. So the ability to roam with that Dokkaebi ban will prove pretty big, I think. We're seeing pretty much the exact same setup as the first time they defended this master site, putting all their utility into holding this half wall area with this warden. Nezerati retaking that operator. And on the side of Barbie Boys, 2 of their players still yet to get a kill in this map. Saved Zero, of course, known throughout the stage as a very high fragging player, and I'm sure once he gets activated, then will make his way into this grand final and have a massive impact.
Yeah, well, it has been Prez and Nezerati that have been doing all the killing for Barbie Boys so far. 10 kills between them in just 3 rounds, so they're officially warmed up. The Bakelabs for themselves, I mean, everyone's got a kill now, so you get the first round, you get those ones there, and now you're starting to get a bit of a read of the defensive side as well, so maybe they can start to work their way back into this first half and have a sitting at 2-2 here.
Absolutely, which we are
Oh, that
back
explains
upstairs
the
to
track sting
opposite
is
side. It does look like Bakeless
on the
have
ground
decided
below
to
them.
switch
Yeah,
up
that
their
makes
lane
sense.
by going on a solo side rather than the library side.
Oh!
We see Real is able to get into solar again really, really quickly, and we see the cutoffs on the windows through bathroom, on the windows on the master double, which last time this happened, they won the round last round.
Oh,
And we get the
that
early pick as
is...
well. This is looking really good for Bakelets here.
Very good indeed. Bailey able to find that first kill into this round onto Nezerati. So that's that warden off the board in the office area. And as I was saying, once you start to get all this control around the site, it really does feel like you're being suffocated in there on the side of the defense. Saved. Stuck in this closet area, just holding an angle onto the top of Solar. And the attack has slowed down a little bit. Just looking to get as much info as they can before they start finding these players in the site.
Let's see what they do.
Pretty typical from this position to look for flashbangs and grenades to try flush out these areas, but in the meantime, no vertical really on the side of the attack, so not able to get these positions from below. And there will be a gunfight with Saved here. Unable to hit that shot. We're still in a 4v5.
Which last time we saw this as well.
Oops, Save's got his first kill. That's gonna help him.
Barbie Boys and take them out one by one. But being upstairs, being the site upstairs as well, we still see them playing very close together. But with all these different angles and having solo control, as we see, they're going down.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4. They had
Jack! Holy shit!
Really does stop the defuse because Prez, being the last person alive, was actually trying to deny it from below.
But now in an impossible situation, have to think this angle already being held, and Reeler shuts it down, and a very solid round there from Bakelabs.
2v2.
Just losing the one player. And starting to get a read here on the Barbie Boys and their defensive setups, and we are tied at 2 apiece. So, I mean, we wanted this one to deliver. So far, it is looking very
Bar
solid.
Gaming, okay. This is
the
their...
upper bracket final. But for Barbie Boys, you know, the first 2 rounds was pretty nice. But
Oh, that is a very good shot from Saved.
And I think it was definitely the difference between their last time these 2 teams matched up was the ability of the Bakelads to adapt, and that's what they've done so far. They went down 2-0 in those first 2 rounds, but they spotted a weakness in the defensive setups of the Barbie Boys. That solar side, not a lot of love and care over there on the side of the defense, and Bakelads are just taking that opportunity to take as much map control as they can. Jack Scurry on that double repel as well. Able to get so much work done. From there, the attackers just cleaned up. No other way to
That
say
they
it.
did.
Which I think one of the other key differences from the defense side is that Barbie Boys, once they got into that middle part of the round, they didn't re-aggress. They didn't force Bakelads out of positions, contesting the repels and the different angles, which that obviously led Bakelads to be able to set up everything and go for their execute 1, 2, 3 with the setups, the crosses, everything that they needed. So what I want to see more on this side, which obviously Barbie Boys won last time, was because Prez was taking the fight and making sure Bakelads couldn't be comfortable. So they have to be able to bring that again.
Yeah, name of the game will definitely be aggression, I think, in these last 2 rounds for the defensive side. Interesting to see if the Barbie Boys are able to adapt after losing the last 2 rounds. Looks like they've set up more towards this office side, looking to double reinforce and hold this part of the map.
Looks like an almost identical lineup
It looks
for the
like
Barbie
attackers
Boys
have made their
since
way
last time they
across from
did
solo
this.
once again, so still opting for these solo across pushes. A little bit more probably coherent than the last time they attacked this site, where they were very split up. looking to clear utility before going for that library push, but very obvious plan here how they want to take this top library control.
Oh, Save's waking up.
Very early in the round. We'll take out Bailey. So he has made his way into this grand final.
Yeah, I was going to say they needed that because they hadn't been getting opening picks. They've been all Bayclads, but as we've seen in every single round, it's immediately disappeared that advantage. This time, Jax Curry's up to 7, looking very locked in at the moment. So, but for the moment, I say from one
Kaken
side,
takes
they
out
can
the
find
one-eye of
another kill.
Nezerati.
Just like that. 4v3. Bayclads looking to rattle off 3 in a row here. And they're looking very, very solid right now.
Which,
The
looking on
one-eye and
Bayclad's side, they did lose
sorry,
the
Vigil
hard
on the
reach, but
boss
it's not
G.
essential
They
for this
better
side,
keep an eye on
particularly
him.
If you can get vert control, collapse on the side all around from library side, which we do see Kaken on the rappel, but now back on the balcony, going to be causing some issues with the library ones, which I do believe they've just taken library side, but Barbie boys have allocated to fall off, go on the different staircases and play deeper in stock. So just trying to avoid any of the vert plays that Bayclads can bring.
And the numbers advantage will probably be the difference here, although saved has been immediately down from a player inside of main lobby. So down to the 2v4. Pred's going to try and make his way over to save to get this revive. Looks like it will go down, but the attacking team should be very wary of where that revive was happening. So collapse onto the site now. Prez will find one back onto
there
Japer.
goes the there goes Japer on the Flores.
They actually have the kills. Novak's going to get cake in there. And Barbie boys have actually swung this one into their own favour. 3v2 now, and Jax Curry and Reelers are what that remains.
Oh,
and Novak's
Novak's.
Reelers finally shuts it down, but now on the 1v3. Made 1v2 with 20 seconds left on the clock.
Although he does have the kit, so he can go in and plan if they
So just looking to see
if he can
get
find the
top
hole
of
in
against
the
him.
gap
He
in
gets
the.
his first angle straight
No!
through. It's not there though, and they swing that one around nicely there. Looked like Bayclads had gotten the read on them. 4v3 switched around quickly, and Barbie boys will take the round. They're the first to 3 as we enter the last round of this first half.
Yeah, that round definitely came down. I think the Prez's kill onto Japer at that bottom blue area. They were in
Yeah.
the 4v3. Save had just been downed. There was a lot of pressure on the site, so it
Oh,
really
hey,
takes
okay.
somebody to go find a kill back.
Wine and snowmobile.
Try and make their way back to Novak.
This could get
By
fun.
the way, held the site perfectly.
This could
from
get
there.
fun.
We'll clutch out this 4v3, so we said aggression was probably the name of the game. That round, probably not so much. It looked like the defenders were holding their angles, and fortunately, worked out for them.
Yeah, which I think when they had the idea where Saved was down, they obviously saw Prez trying to go for the revive because of the Lion Pings. They were aware that 2 players were off-site at that stage, so that would have been the time for all of them to flood, clear out Novaks on the water in stock, and then they would have been able to have side control. But they did decide to, Japer in particular, to go down, try and clear those last 2 players, which they maybe a little bit of disconnect, maybe a little bit of nerves, particularly it was 2-2, now it's 2-3. Things are starting to build up, and this is Bayclad's pick, so I think the pressure's starting to feel it. They're starting to feel the pressure.
A little bit.
I was going to say, there was the first text chat we've seen for this game just popped up before. Nothing really from the players just yet, no pointing or shouting, but I mean, it's still early days, so I feel like that might be not too far away if we're already getting the text chat coming through.
I mean, Saved is the one player that I would expect with the text chat. I noticed that he didn't say anything when he was 0-3, but he had a couple of kills and he felt that he had the license to start giving it across. But first time we've seen this bottom floor site now, and it will be the last defensive round on the side of Barbie boys. Bayclad's opting to use this Maverick to start creating some sight lines into the site. And Reelers just holding this angle onto the connector area. No kills going either way so far, but wall denial will be dealt with. It looks like they're going to start clearing from this library side down.
With my concern on Barbie boys is they're very spread out, as we see Save and Dining. We see Prez running for his life from game side, able to get away. I'm not sure how he was able to get away with the lobby player outside on that side, but that does mean they have cleared the bar in gaming side. But they have to be very careful with those late flanks, which we know Saved loves doing those late flanks, catching them off guard, particularly when they're going for an execute, which in this case we do see Pinku on the top flog, potentially going for this late flank, causing issues, forcing them to kind of get distracted about, do we want to deal with the Roma or do we want to go for side?
Are they
Yeah,
aware
no
of it
real
though? I
flank
don't think they
operators
are.
Here on this side of the attack, so it's going to come down very much to their drone work. Looks like Pinku's been able to make his way, as well as Saved, into this very aggressive positions. maybe working off those Valkyrie cams up top.
Oh, they're aware of it now.
Taken.
But
Looking to
don't
fight
think
off
he
two
knows
players,
about the double.
Saved, and Pinku both trying to put pressure onto him. Saved will hit a few shots, but nothing connecting so far.
Although elsewhere, Save takes out the Ram.
The save drops Japer. Barbie Boys looking for more here.
And Pinku gets answers back.
So a perfect start to this final round of the first half, and they're looking for more as well as Jax Curry, Bailey, and Real is now left with a lot to do. Jax Curry, a lovely shot there. Saved is dealt with. Gives him a little bit more of a chance. Still time left on the clock. You feel like he's got to maybe find a second here. Already the 8 kills. He's looking absolutely fantastic to start this one.
Which we do see Bailey already in position here, but does get taken down from Nez, sitting in connector 1-2, and
Nez.
it's Jax Curry left in a 1v4. He does pick up one, he is in sight, but Diffuser is dropped across the map, which he's trying to make his way towards. He does have Diffuser, but very difficult situation to plant, particularly in a 1v3. They know he's going for the plant as well.
Nope,
And just a
me
matter of
can't
time,
get
we
it.
see Pinku pick up the last kill, and that is a 4-2 half on the defense side to Barbie Boys.
Yeah, Barbie Boys will take the advantage over that one there. As well, the crowd is going absolutely wild. I mean, obscenes there.
Come on,
Good
boys.
reason
We
too.
can do better
What a
than that.
round. Wow. Yeah, that was Barbie Boys putting on a real show there. We said defensive aggression was probably the way they were going to find the last 2 rounds. And one round, they were probably less aggressive than they would have liked, but that last round, they really showed the power of those Valkyrie cams. The attacking side didn't have IQ on the board or any defensive, or any flank hold, I should say. And that really allowed Pinku and Save to make some really aggressive plays on that top floor. And from there, able to just take them all out.
Which particularly for a vert play, they had the Ram, they had obviously the Mav to cause issues through
Almost
the
a carbon
you would think they would
copy.
have a flank watch plan, or at least have someone
Almost a
sitting
carbon
on
copy of
watching the
Bands,
flank.
with the exception of, I
Maybe a
think,
little bit of misjudgment, or they were happy to try and take the aggression to
Mirror-
the fights, but just get
it was
caught off
Mirror
guard with
with,
Pinku
among
and Save on that display.
Bakelad's first defensive
Yeah,
bans.
I think this player in particular, the
Although
Deimos,
Zombie
is
was
probably that player that
banned
would usually pick up the Nomad.
midway through
I
that
think like
half.
their idea was sort of to play that Deimos in that library area and look for the bar player if they were looking to be really aggressive around that position. Probably just fight off roamers if they were sort of playing around that lobby area as well. But it seemed like Barbie Boy's idea was to give them all that top floor, give them that bar area, and then re-flank from the solar side off the work of those Velt cams. So plan went exactly how they would have liked. And decide to switch 4-2 to the side of Barbie Boys. Taken. I think it's the first time we've seen Recruit. Or I'm gonna mess it up. What's the defensive one?
Sentry.
Sentry.
Sentry side.
First
Which,
time we've seen
Thank you, Bart.
just
Thank you,
looking
Spartan.
quickly at the band side of things, we do have the shield bands once again, so no one likes the shields on either side. And then Clash and Azami band, so also no one likes the Clash in general, but Azami, once again, solid pick. But that does mean Mira is up on the board, so it'll be interesting to see if they want to kind of put that in their lineup side of things. But yes, Sentry is on the board, which you don't see a lot of Sentry. We definitely see more of Striker, but maybe it's the TCSG with the ACOG, because a lot of the ACOGs were removed on the defense, which, Chalet, there's a lot of long angles that you might need to hold. So I think the ACOG might be an interesting pick.
Definitely think you have a point, as well as the shield and the C4, which of course you cannot get on any other operator. Both very good pieces of utility. See here, Pinku just taking up this double window position into the master bedroom on this Glaz. So both teams opting to bring a fair bit of Glaz on both sides. Nezarati looks like he's setting up here. They're looking for a very early execute with 2 minutes still on the board. Pinku going to work off those flashes. Will find the first onto Reelers and will make his way into the window. Look for this solo player. Kagan will find one. Novak's one back. Prez will find one more, and we're down to a 4v2.
Chaos across
4v1
the board,
and
4v1.
Pink is planting.
On Kaken to try and do
Oh!
anything, and nothing happens. Barbie Boys, what a start to their attacking half. They jump out all of a sudden to a 5-2 lead, locking in towards this first half. The text chat is up once again. They're starting to get some confidence in them.
That's 3 players on the side of Barbie Boys deciding to arc up now. So
Yep.
very happy with that round.
Oh,
They
here we
should
go,
be. It was
boys.
Very good early execute. They had everything they needed to really go for that. Off the incandelas, the Glaz on the double window. After Pinku made his way in, he was under a lot of pressure, but was able to navigate that master bedroom really well. Just really pick off the players inside the site.
which we saw a lot of the crosses once again, which, I mean, we saw the equivalent on Bakelad's side when they were going for that upstairs take. But Barbie Boys, they had the pressure of the Ying and the smoke, and they had the player also on the bathroom balcony side. So making sure that, hey, we could get in, cause these distractions all across the map and cause chaos in the comms. But then, yeah, Pinku able to run through Master Side going for the plant. I was waiting for him to die, but he managed to escape that. But at that point,
I don't know how he survived that smoke. I genuinely do not know how he survived that smoke. He should be dead.
These rounds, we haven't really had a close one, per se. Most of the closest, I think, was at least a 1v2. It started out a 1v3, but the teams, when they're taking their rounds, they're doing so in pretty dominant fashion. And for Bakelades, again, you're still early on the defensive side, but that's very worrying, especially now you've only really got, you can make 2 more mistakes. I mean, they take this one all of a sudden, Barbie Boys 6-2 and 4 map points to get a very good lead, and just, well, confidence will be right with them going into map number 2.
Especially after that last round. I mean, when you win a round like that, very fast execute on a rush, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense now to have to adapt to that, because you always have your setups, and you're looking to sort of deny areas of the map. But when a team starts to do that to you,
Saved is activating. He's waking up. Oh no.
Sort of quietly went up to
this ain't good.
4. As I was saying, you put a lot of pressure on the defense, because you start to have to really understand or wait for. Thank you, Rob. You have to expect the rushes, and that can really mess with your setup. So. Looks like a more default one here from the defense. It looks like they're going to start clearing out this library area with the Capital on Pinku.
Ooh!
I was going to say, usually we don't, or if someone's dropping off snacks for us, it's done during breaks, but they got
okay, so they do trade out the Deimos, and Pinku's dropped to less than 10 HP. So technically the health pool favors Bakelades, but they've got no more C4.
With Wamai's update side of things, he can catch Capital bolts, but we did see flashbangs going out to burn all that, so really good coordinated clear. I think we probably practiced that clear multiple times, but now we're starting to focus towards the site. Which
hello.
Nez take down Bailey as well, which there goes your mirror player, your E4 player, but they weren't
aware
in the same situation, and he's got a triple kill now.
And he needs more, as now it's left in the 2v2 situation.
Let's see what he can do. Can he get the ace?
Needs a couple of kills.
Oh, give it to him. Come on. There's the ace!
It's happened. Kaken locks it in. Bakelades needed a hero, and it's Kaken who delivers.
I need a hero!
With a massive 5 right there.
Oh, very well done, Kaken.
And what a round that was from Kaken.
Yeah, it looked like Barbie Boys had everything they needed to go for this site execute. What they did not account for was Kaken.
No, they did not account for him. He's waking up.
Yeah, just able to use that DMR and put it to work. I don't think the attack was very bad, though. It looked like they definitely had an idea of what they wanted. They looked like they wanted that library area up top. This C4 did a lot of damage as well onto Pinku, which just set up this jump in. Nezarati and Prez getting taken down immediately, and then Pinku angle is tough into the DMR, especially when you want HP.
That DMR, that is brutal.
Which, as you were saying, I think Barbie was, they had their clear plan, but they managed to take down Bailey, the one player in stock, but they weren't expecting the second player in stock. And I think that maybe they just got a bit ahead of themselves. They're like, hey, we got the kill, we're on the man advantage, let's go for the play. And then Kaken was there with the answer.
Well, I mean, and you can't blame them as well, because the
I will say this: it seems like the boys are not overly perturbed about being on a land build. Like, doesn't seem like they are. So that's promising.
Really, any more mistakes from this time out? Like sitting at the 5-3, Barbie Boys just 2 rounds away. Of course, if we get to the 6-6, we could have OT, which of course is what we want. We want our 3 OTs. Here's 1 AM. Yeah,
yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds lovely for a Friday night. But yeah, just in comparison, it looks like the Bakelades aren't opting to play on that master bedroom site after losing it that first time on that rush play. So changing it up, going towards the kitchen dining area. And it looks like this side of Barbie Boys are sort of scouting around this solar side first. Nezarati on the Monty Shield, just sitting outside West Main. So it could be another fast play here in towards this West Main trophy area. Prez doing a lot of work here.
Very good use of the Twitch. That is very good use of the Twitch.
Chaos.
Which, yeah, the distraction coming on the west side, but then we have Novax. The Ying's going out, maybe causing another distraction on a different angle, but Bailey does not care if he's flashed. He's just going to shoot, but here we go. There's coming into West Main, forcing himself into the site, but Japer does take safe. He's back up and takes down Nez as well, and that completely stops the push in West Main. So.
That defense, that push was shut down.
Plenty of time in the round, but 4v2 now. On them to get himself back into this. And all of a sudden, Bakelads, they've brought life back in him. That cake and ace from last round seems to have done the job and need to convert this one out. Pinku almost taken down, just survived.
Almost.
The diffuser they still need to
Oh, no way! The spray through the wall. He should not have got that.
To the boards heading in that general direction. Now it's the 3v2.
3v2, and Pinku still down to 1 HP, so makes it a bit tougher, but he will hit one more onto Bailey.
No way.
Brings it back to the 2v2, still 1 HP, but he's putting his DMR to work. Japer just trying to hold his hand off Kaken, who's had such a great last round. And
Japer shot it, shuts him down.
2v1.
Now, that being said, they've made the round more manageable for Prez.
And as we see, the BB already showing his location out, which Kaken, Japer, they are aware. We are seeing Jack Scurry
40
asking for a Prez clutch, which we have seen them before, 1v2s many times.
Who's got
Prez
the...
trying to make his way down Solar. We'll need to try and isolate the picks, but we do see Bakelads just playing very far back and playing very safely.
So he's been given an opportunity at least. Off the back of Pinku, can he clutch this up in a 1v2? Get some map points up here in the grand final position.
No.
Seen though, and Kaken delivers the final blow. And Bakelads, they needed to stand up, and they have started to roll back into this one nicely too on the trot. 5-4 now. Just when we thought Barbie boys were starting to get away with this one, we are almost back to, well, level scoreline.
And it shows just how important that Kaken ace really was. Because
hell yeah.
we could very much be looking at a 6-2 going into that last round, and then who knows from there, but the Bakelads stepping up just off that momentum of that Kaken clutch. It looks like the Ying and Valkyrie going to get banned out. So Valkyrie we've seen a lot on the defensive side from both teams, just able to sort of facilitate some of those late flanks, and Ying as well. We've seen it on basically every attacking round so far, just looking to create chaos. Even if it's not in towards the site, it's somewhere where the defensive players need to sort of look up and hold.
Which, looking at Barbie Boys' attack in the last couple of rounds, they've been very spread out, obviously trying to get the crosses across the map, seeing if they can get
That was a clean shot from Pinku.
Bakelads are kind of just reading them at this stage, which we saw in the first couple of attacks. Barbie Boys were very collected together, going for these executes all together side of things, which I think that chaos that they can create all together is their main thing. But I think they're trying to create chaos too far apart, too separated, which then Bakelads have just been shutting them down one by one.
And well, now it is for Barbie boys. They just need one, just to get that 6-4, the confidence back. And I mean, from the 5-2 position, again, it is Bakelads' map pick, but still, when they have that opportunity to go to the 6-2, it'll be something they regret later on, because from here, I mean, Bakelads, if they continue what they were doing the last couple of rounds, 7-5 is still very much available to them.
Absolutely, and we've seen this map play out quite defensive-sided, depending on sort of the attitude almost that the attackers are able to bring into this. Barbie boys looking for this solo side push once again. There's going to be a lot of pressure here onto Bailey, who looks to take this fight outside the trophy window, so a lot of pressure is about to come through these double solo windows. First the flashbangs, which should force him into a position where these nades will start to have an effect, but able to sort of navigate around them effectively so far. Not able to clear out this position, and will find the kill onto Prez.
No way!
He needs to get aggressive onto Nezarati outside the window, and that will be the end of him on the solar stairs.
But Bailey did so much work there. They wasted 3 grenades. They had the vert play, which now Prez is gone. There goes your vert play, your buck player. They used flashbangs as well, so even though they did take Bailey down, he was able to pick up one and waste so much utility side of things, which means it's going to make it a lot harder for Barbie boys to get into side in the second half of this round.
Now it's on the defensive side to sort of understand that a lot of that util has been taken away, so if I was on the side of the Bakelads, I'd be trying to play more aggressive on these solar repels. It's really hard to get in those windows when you don't have the correct utility. And it looks like the attacking side hasn't been able to repel in just yet.
Oh, here
Eventually
they
will
go.
make their way in. Pinku's going to make his way over to the master door. Try to find this fight into office.
Oh, it's a tough one here. Bakelad seem to feel like they need that opener, and it is Reelers with a double just when they need it. And the 4v3 disappears incredibly quickly here for Barbie Boys. Could be another here for Reelers. Almost gets that angle, not quite delivering that final blow as we tick below a minute. Jackson save now. They're losing HP. These players are, but they just need to tap heads, and Bakelads, they don't need to take the 1v1 fights, but they may as well because they're feeling confident. Just like that, Kaken with another. And it's all left to Novax in a 1v3, 30 seconds and counting now. Has picked up the defuser. But again, we're left in this situation. We haven't seen a 1v3 clutch just yet. Maybe it's a time to turn it around. Finds the first onto Kaken. For that next angle, might just go for this diffuser plant here. Flashes, nades out. They're going to put him down to half HP. Has to get off it. See if he can find this first angle here. Flank going behind as well. It's going to have to be instantaneous. 2 headshots. Trying to pick where these players might be sitting. Now below 10 seconds. Time is running out. And Barbie Boys, their advantage, their lead, it might have all just disappeared. He finds the one there, going for the plant, but there's just no time for it. And just like that, Reelers wanders on in for the final kill, and we are
Very
tied up
nearly.
at 5 apiece here on map number 1.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
really, they were getting
Oh
so much
man.
work done there from the piano side. As Spartan mentioned, all that utility was wasted on Bailey on the solo stairs. I thought maybe he got a little bit too aggressive on the trophy window after he'd done so much work, and he probably could have wasted a bit more time. But just wasting of that utility meant that these attackers were struggling really hard to get in towards Master. And I mean, from there, just able to hold their angles, Reelers, as I mentioned, from piano, able to find a double. And then really just force Novax into a bad plant spot where he had to waste as much time as possible to clear out these defenders. 5-5.
Which the
Barbie
long
Boys
angles
let
there, they had to
their
set up, they were
4-2 lead
prepared for
slip.
solo take side of things, which we saw there was the go, but all the goalie canisters were on the library side, but they were happy to sit really far back, have all those open angles, make sure that they couldn't be comfortable in solo side, which
Kitchen
I think
dining
Barbie
again?
Boys kind of walked into a little bit of a trap there, thinking, hey, no one's holding
That cake
back,
and
we
ace
can run
back
it
in
but then
round
once they repelled in, they didn't have any
8?
shots on hand, and they were like,
I
"Where is
think
first
that
everything?"
might have
So
just.
here we go. 2 rounds
That might be
left,
just
possibly
it.
here.
That might have.
In
That might
regulation.
have won the map
Bakelads
for
3 in a row
Bakelads.
to tie this one up. Barbie Boys, they might be thinking back to that Kaken round now. As they've just not been able to get going at all on the attacking side. Bakelads, they've locked in. And as we stand, I mean, almost losing an opening player there as well. Nez is down to half HP.
But they do have Prez on the
Yeah,
thinker,
down
so
to
he
half
can
HP
slowly
with
build that
Fuse,
health
which
back
is
up.
A bit of an odd pick. I think he's got shield as well, so maybe just looking to clear out this utility on the site with the fuse grenades. Pinku on that attacking operator will try to take over to the solo side very quickly as well. I don't think Nezarati is aware of Jack Scurry's position here underneath the game's window.
Oh, if this works, that is going to be insane.
Instantaneous. Jack Scurry has been flashed.
They don't know.
Oh, does he see the top of the foot? Oh, he has! Oh, the angle for it as well! Gets the damage, and there will be the end of Jack Scurry. Shoe size too big, gets taken down, and it will be Barbie Boys to find the opener. That is
Just
horrible.
barely.
It does look like they're about to go for a potential rush plan here. They have Pingu coming in on the Amari straight into sight. I'm not sure if they're aware he's there. Kaken does take down Nez across the map. Novax does refrag though, and Pingu trying to take the fight, trying to clear the stock player. Bailey does take him down as well, and it's left in a 3v3, and most of Barbie Boys are separated at the moment.
Just waiting for
Where's the
it.
kid? Who's
Now
got the
pace
kid?
picked up, and all of a sudden comes to just a stop again. Everyone just
90
takes a breath.
seconds, 3v3.
Hill has lost a lot of HP here. This push
Odd.
forward, who finds this one here? It is going to be saved, the double. And Barbie Boys might just stop the 3 in a row, trying to be the first to 6. Japer, though, finds that one onto Novak. So again, we're left in the 2v2 situation. Damage done from both sides. Trying to find angles, repositions on both ends, but such an important round, and the pressure left on these 4 players here.
Down to that 2v2, saved and Reelers, about equal HP, so pretty even here in terms of health count. Saved eventually will look for this plant inside of bar. And the initial fight will go the way of Prez. Real is able to hold his top position, but unable to deny the plant. Brings it back to the 2v1, saved. Still quite low.
So Reelers with it all to do, and not
And
an
Barbie boys
opportunity
take
at all
map
as
point.
Prez shuts it down. And it took them a while, but they're the first to 6, Barbie boys.
Map
6
point.
to 5, the score line reads. We've got 1 round left here of regulation, or OT is where it goes for map number 1. We just couldn't script it any better.
Which, I mean, been back and forth, very dominant rounds, as you were saying, throughout the entire match. As you were saying, also a bit of a too large of a foot right there side of things, but that could have been the end of that round. But just, I think, a bit of siege timing at its peak. But once they were able to get that, they went for that execute. This is where they shine. They go for the executes all at the same time, which we saw them all working together, going for that clear goal, which is a bit of a change up from the previous ones, which I think that's what they need. They need to keep going for this to win the round.
Yeah, and I'd like to know sort of what Jack's plan was. In fact, it was very early in the round to be playing underneath that window. Unfortunately, as you said, the shoe size a little bit too big. But yeah, I mean, on the side of the attack, going for that real fast, aggressive map control really early.
God, there's
into the
some
round, and,
inception
it worked out
right
well
there for you.
there.
Was it
To
Siegeception?
find players inside of the site and around the site specifically. Very nice and early. So 2 of their attacking rounds so far have come in about the same way. It'll be interesting to see if they follow that up now.
That's what we're about to see. Here we go. Last round here, possibly, of this map number 1, Barbie boys. It's their first, could possibly the only map point here, and to take it away from Bayclads as well. That's the confidence they'd be after. So the pressure's on Bayclads here, trying to force OT. Can they do it?
Which we do see the Deimos and the Ram on in play from Barbie Boys. So it does look like they at least plan to go for a vert clear and forwards vert pressure onto site. But that doesn't mean Bayclads are going to give it up, as we see 3 members of Bayclads going to be holding upstairs. And Kaken on the Deimos, not on the Tumorel, not the Deimos side of things, will be able to slow down any of the walls getting opened up on office side. But the danger of Chalet, you don't necessarily need to open a wall to get those crosses and get those.
Looks like it's another split push here from the attack. So we saw a few of those players playing towards the K9 Belg, but it looks like Prez is going to put most of his work in towards this master bedroom wall. And with no pressure on that double window rappel at the moment, it looks like he's going to have pretty much free reign to hold these angles and flush out Cake, and he's being put under a lot of pressure here. A bit of support there from Japer, able to clear out one of the drones, so not as much info onto Kaken at the moment. And on this angle, I'd favour the DMR to win this. C4 will be ripped and thrown, and we'll find no fakes. Opens up this last round, although he won't be able to get away from this grenade, and Pinku will find him back, so we're back down to the 4v4.
Well, but Japer and Bailey, just like that, 4v2, and now Pinku and Prez wondering what's going on. Flash goes in, it will be Pinku to find the double up now. He's looking for that third. 60 seconds left here. Prez trying to make their way back in here. Bayclads, numbers advantage in their favour. Stay tucked away.
Not again, Jack.
Boys.
Not again, Jack.
Attackers, they're the ones that have to push this one forward. Can they find an angle and an opener here? Get themselves back in this round.
Prez aware where Jack Scurry is now, and Pinku able to take him down. That is a triple for Pinku, but does get shut down by Bailey, leaving Prez in a 1v2. Prez is aware Bailey is upstairs towards the office side, trying to get the pick, which now we're left in a 1v1. And they know the location. Realize has 3 smokes available, which is going to start using them now. The red pings are going out, so he's aware that Prez is dropping down. They're so close to each other. Does Realize know? Does Prez know?
Oh, Prez!
And that is map 1 to Barbie Boys.
Oh, what a play from Prez, the 1v2, and clutches it in that 1v1 special as well. And Barbie Boys, Bayclads, they thought they'd done enough there to force OT, not to be. And what a way to finish it off, 7-5 to take a 1-0 advantage in this grand final.
I mean, yeah, an unbelievable round. I think it was almost a 4v2 or a 5v2 at the end there when Pinku first found that grenade kill onto Kaken, and then there was trades back both ways. And then Pinku and Prez just able to isolate those players in the top four. I think from a defensive point of view,
Barbie Boys taking Bayclad's map pick. Oh, this just got very interesting.
And And unfortunately, those are the things you can't undo. It's already done, 7-5 for that one there. And you could see the emotion as well, the Barbie boys. I mean, look, for a lot, again, these players, their first LAN, the chance to, take this one out, a Tier 2 experience that they might not ever get the chance for again. So you've got to enjoy it. And what a way to do it there. I mean, it wasn't quite OT, Spartan, but we couldn't have asked for a better start.
I mean, all the way regulation, rounds going back and forth, and then having the 1v1 in the last potential round. They're just adapting to each other, trying new strategies out, changing the pacing, the aggression, the re-aggression side of things. This is an absolute banger of a series.
Can't have scripted it any better. Hey, Has. I mean, OT probably would have been too much to ask for, maybe.
So I'm going to move the map,
the
webcam down a little bit.
On that DMR, and I thought maybe based on that ace, they sort of had that momentum to bring it back and maybe take the map, but Perez just held his nerve. He had an unbelievable map.
He did, and a few players there for Barbie Boys all standing up when needed, and that was it. The momentum was completely against them after getting to that 5-2 lead.
That should be a bit better.
Finally got the number, and they sort of settled into their defensive, but just when they thought they were safe, that they were going to at least maybe force that overtime, a couple of misplays in that 4v2, a bit too aggressive, and it does cost them in at the end. But I mean, look, we've still got 2 more maps for OT, so we're not too fast yet. It's not that we've got a script in front of us at all.
No, not at all, but I would love to see us go to the decider match, which, I mean, that was Bakelad's map pick, and they lost it. So, obviously, a bit of a kick in the guts for them, but the second map is Skyscraper side of things, which I feel like, depending on the team that has set up the most, practiced the most on Skyscraper for the attacks, not necessarily the defense, because Skyscraper extremely defender-sided, but if they can get a few rounds on the attack, that will be the difference.
Well, that it will be, and I mean, looking for this one here, because like with the map picks, I guess it's not as strong sometimes with teams because you're going to be practicing everything there. But mentally, the Bakelades, it would hurt a little because you want to start off winning your map pick at the very least, and now you've got to perform that reverse sweep, so the pressure's even higher. And on the other side for Barbie Boys, it's perfect.
Absolutely. I mean, for Barbie Boys, they're now going on to their map pick after winning the first map. So in terms of the start of the series, I mean, winning your opponent's map pick, especially after the sort of momentum that Bakelades had, and they were able to wrestle it back. So, yeah, I mean, everything's pointing towards Barbie Boys taking this 2-0 at the moment.
Well, we'll be finding out very soon when map number 2 is underway. But, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, it's more Barbie Boys and Bakelades in this grand final action.
Okay, so this series just got very, very interesting. And based on the performance of their map 1, I wouldn't be surprised if Barbie Boys end up winning this. That being said, I believe because Skyscraper is Barbie Boys' map pick, Bakelades get to start on the defense. So the onus is really on them to get as many defensive rounds as they can. If they can do a reverse, if they can do a full side rotation, a full clean half, then it should be. The thing is that they need a clean half. If they can get 6-0 when they start on the attack, then they will very much be in the driver's seat. But again, they have to win. If not 6, then at very least 5. Because as the guys in Spartan was saying, Skyscraper is very defender-sided. We kind of saw that with the Barbie Boys Names Dave match last week. Names Dave could not get an attacking round. They could not. They just could not. Alright, 10 minutes. I'm going to quickly grab some food. I will be right back. Okay, so about 5 minutes left before we start map 2, at least on stream. Do I see a world in where Baked Lads can win this map? I have to double check what maps have been played. Don't think Baked Lads have played on Sky yet. No. No, I don't think they have. At least, they definitely didn't play during playoffs. I'm not going to go through the group stage. They're starting off the defense. I'll say there's a better than average chance that they can win, that Barbie Boys, Baked Lads can win Barbie Boys map pick of Sky and push this to map 3 of Club. I really want to see that happen too, because I think Club is going to be a fantastic deciding map, because it is essentially neutral territory. And because as the saying goes in Siege, especially pro play, if you can't play Club, you don't deserve to be in pro play. I know this is T2 and all that, but even so, these guys are trying to be the next generation of T1 player, of talent in T1. These guys are some of these guys are pushing to get back into T1. And this is absolutely a showcase of their skill set. And that KK Ace is exactly the reason why he's currently on a team. That's the reason why he was picked up for Dream Warriors. The rest of the team are absolutely no slouches. And same goes for Barbie Boys. So I reckon Baked Lads do end up winning Sky. But they would need to rely on a tremendous amount of luck. I can see a world where Baked Lads end up winning ending the first half 6-0 or 5-1. Considering Barbie Boys did it last week against Namesdave. It is possible. Do I see it happening? It all depends on whoever wins. It depends on who wins. It all depends on how many attacking rounds Barbie Boys can get on the first half. If they end up with a 4-2 scoreline to Baked Lads, then the onus is on the Barbie Boys. I reckon Baked Lads end up taking map 2. I reckon they steal Barbie Boys map pick. It's not going to be easy, because I'm pretty sure they haven't played it all that much, especially recently. Sorry, trying to break this open. There we go. Good enough. Can I see a world where Baked Lads end up winning, doing reverse sweep, however, and winning both Sky and Clubhouse? Depends on the momentum swing for map 2. and if they can capitalize on that momentum as well. If they can do it, then absolutely. But the onus is now on Baked Lads having dropped their first map pick. Of their map. The onus is now very much on Baked Lads. And they know that. They absolutely know that.
The human hand. The ultimate biomechanical tool. We design mice for the hands of the best. Hundreds of tests, thousands of metrics. Refining every curve in every millimeter to provide breakthrough performance for every hand and every player. Introducing the Pro X Super Light 2, compact. Designed with pros. Engineered to win.
I have to admit, when it comes to their ads, Logitech's marketing department absolutely rock.
Alrighty, how we doing, everyone? Are we enjoying the land? That's what I'm talking about. Now, I've got a very special man with me at the moment, Milo. You've come back after a very, very long time away from the game, but you shot straight back to the top. How's it been so far?
It's been a lot of fun, a lot to learn, and I figured out that I'm really bloody old.
Yeah, I think you and I both. We're both on that same wavelength. Ludovica, obviously, in Stage 1, went absolutely crazy. For those of you who don't know what we're referencing, the APL, you guys made it to top 2. I mean, there was a world in which potentially you could have gone to EWC. How did that feel coming back and just being straight back in the spotlight?
Oh, I felt bloody good. It felt bloody good to keep winning. On wildcard, we kept losing. That sucked. So I enjoyed the other half of life. I really did, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're back in the scene, and I'm glad that we get to rekindle after such a long time. But obviously, we're here for the Logitech G Rivals. The land's going really well so far. Actually, a lot closer than we expected. Yeah! A lot closer than we expected. Favorites, what are your thoughts on the match so far?
I'm a bit biased. I'm full team Barbie boys with this one. I've been with Prez for such a long time. Shout out to him. He played really bloody well today. Again, like Barbie boys, they seem well way above it. Kaken's pulled out some things out of his bum. I won't lie. Shout out to Kaken though. You played really well, man.
Yeah, Kaken! Yeah. Well, the thing for me, Milo, is this was once where you may have been, but not anymore, my friends. You're well and truly up and on the way. So I just want to wish you the best of luck in APL for Stage 2. Hopefully we see you at PAX. But other than that, it's time to get underway with our Map 2. Let's go back to the casters.
Thank you again, Mr. Rob, for another beautiful interview. He's conducting them perfectly so far this evening. And, well, guys, we've had a fantastic map number 1. We look now to map number 2. We have to, of course, make a little correction. That was actually Barbie Boy's map pick. We had a whole conversation where we were discussing about losing your map pick. That was all just so to see if everyone was, aware. Keeping you guys on your toes.
Okay.
I mean, Spartan, as we look ahead to map number 2 here, Baked Lads, now they do have their map pick.
Yes.
A possibility to try and force
Okay, I have been proven wrong.
to make it all the way in a best of 3.
Oh, most definitely. Which, from looking at the map vetoes, I do believe Barbie Boys will be starting on the defense. So Baked Lads map pick, they will be starting on the attack, which, as we love to say, Skyscraper is very defend-decided. So if Baked Lads pull out their strats, play and win those attacking rounds, particularly the first couple of rounds, I think they'll be really well set up for the next half.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw in that first map, they're a team that really strives on their momentum. So we saw that cake and ace, and then from there, they were to get 3 rounds in a row. So
having,
yeah,
okay, now that I know, remember that,
and really start to build a lead on the
oh man, I keep forgetting to move my webcam down, so I'm not covering
defensive rounds. Then, yeah, I think they'll have a really good shot.
So I'm not covering
since
Spartan's
this is their
head.
map pick, we should be expecting to see some really good attacking from them as well.
I mean, that's what we're hoping for at the very least. And, well, the teams are starting to definitely get up and about. We had the text chat. We had a few big moments from certain
Okay, so
players,
now
and,
that I've been
I mean, Barbie
correct,
boys,
now that
they
I've
were
corrected myself
very,
about
very
the map
happy with
pick.
the way that they ended map number 1 up and about. The crowd was completely behind it, and now this is where we either
Okay, this
say
actually
goodbye
changes
to
things a
one
little
team,
bit.
crown our champion, or we
So,
are moving on to a third.
If this is
Skyscrapers, the
Bakelad's map
number
pick
2,
and not Barbie
it will
Boys
be,
like we
of
were
course,
saying,
the pick of Bakelad's. Can they pull off a reverse sweep? I guess we're going to be finding out.
the situation hasn't changed. They still need to perform a reverse sweep.
For operators, as we were kind of discussing, shields are very important to be able to get through and push their way through these doorways, through these little hallways. Particularly Shrine and Drum does tend to be the main areas there. So I wouldn't imagine why Barbie Boys wouldn't ban the shields, which we are seeing Blackbeard ban. So step 1. But then on the flip side, on the attack, you have to go through a lot of walls, a lot of doorways. Side of things. So getting rid of the Cade, I think very smart. It means they only have to do... we'll talk about that later. We only have to go through the Bandits and the Mutes, and then Clash ban, I think, is a very solid ban.
Yeah, we saw Nezerati in the all chat there, predicting that they would ban the Bandit and the Cade to sort of get rid of as much of that wall denial as possible, but often need to get rid of the Clash instead, and it looks like it means they're probably going to be opting to bring one of those shields early in one of these rounds, and it looks like Kaken already has selected the Montaigne. So we saw a bit through the group stage and throughout the playoffs, sort of that top black stairs push from a few of the teams. A few of the teams said that, to be honest, it's because they didn't have strats and that's all they knew how to do from ranked, but has proven to be an effective strategy at times, especially with something like the Montaigne. You're able to take a lot of map control quite early and start putting pressure onto the sites. In terms of the defense, it looks like we are going to see Saved playing that mirror. So not an operator that we see all too often on this site, but can be very effective, especially on that T-room double wall. And as he said, didn't even ban out my Vector, and we've seen the kind of damage that he can do with that weapon. So let's see if he's able to pull that off in this first round.
Well, here we go. Map number 2 getting underway. Barbie Boys with a 1-0 lead. Can Bakelads force a third, or our champion's about to be crowned? The players are ready. The crowd is ready. Let's get this one going.
Which, looking at the setup already from Barbie Boys' side, they have reinforced.
I'm sorry, the Elevate scheme for Monty for R6 share just got even funnier.
Sneak in onto site and karaoke, which it does look like Bakelads want to go for a direct.
If you saw what I saw and you're an anime fan,
we
you'll
do
know
see
exactly what the hell I'm
local
talking. Or if you're
announcements
just a
already
gaming fan in
very
general, then you'll know exactly what that means, and that is absolutely hilarious.
Side of things, but then we see Kaken already making his way through the black belt. Very safe to do as a shield operator, but he also has the hard breach gadget, so he's going to make his own hole to get through that black wall.
And with only Mute on the board on the side of the defense, it means that dealing with that wall denial can be quite easy.
Oh!
Especially when Saved is just roaming downstairs, completely unaware of Jack Scurry's little lurk. Nezerati will try to find one back onto Jack, and we'll refrag. So we're down to a 4v4, although Bailey has been taken out from the top black stairs hole made through karaoke. So Novex brings one back. We're down to 3v4. Novex is about half HP.
Which, looking at Barbie Boys setup, they're very comfortable just playing with the 2 members, one on each side, and then 2 roamers below, so making sure that Bakelads can't get any vert control.
I may not be a fan of Elevate the Org, but you have to admit, they absolutely have a sense of humor, and it is hilarious.
In the corner by himself, but we don't have any of the utils to be able to clear him out as of yet.
Yeah, Deimos off the board, and no real vertical operators. Reelers will find Nezerati downstairs. We're down to the 3v3. Pinku and Novex, around half HP each. And this Montaigne will be able to get a lot of info on these players on site, although a crossfire between Prez and Pinku across this karaoke hallway, although that is actually Novex in that corner. It looks like the attack has sort of shifted their way over towards Top Dragon, so maybe looking to find a different entry point.
Time running down makes it more difficult as Prez. First one spotted. Start to fall back off that one. It's Kaken progressing this forward. HP incredibly low. He's trying to set up his teammates here as they're looking to try and plant on towards this A and the diffuser here. The angle's being taken and Kaken will get that kill there. Novak's out of the round. Now it's Prez and Pinku. Diffuser being planted. Now again it's Reelers with a double as Prez is taken out. And Pinku's going to have to pull off the 1v3 here. Diffuser's down. Surely there's no way back in towards this one, especially if the shield stays up. Just gather more information, trying to find some angles here, some sprays, some spots. Now position completely revealed, down to half HP, and Jacob knocks it down. And they are very happy to start that one off like that. Bakelades attacking side here on Skyscraper.
Okay, that's a good start.
Really
That is a
like
very good start for
Bakelades
Bakelades.
when the round started, but they worked into it nicely, and in the end, got it done pretty easily.
Did get it done. That Montaigne doing exactly what it needed to do. Got so much info on these players on site. Jack with his little lurk downstairs was able to pick off one of the Romans before getting refragged. And Kaken hitting this wallbang into the karaoke area really opened up the round for the attackers. Once the shield is left up in a man advantage, it becomes so difficult for the defenders to sort of isolate that player and find that kill. So really good start for the Bakelades on their map.
Very good start.
Boys, I feel like they're always going to try play either horizontally across or vertically to defend the site as much as possible. What that does expose them from to the attacking side if they get cut off, chased down, which we saw obviously Jack Scurry there hunting down Save, which Save does love to lurk, roam, go for those long angles. He is on Wamai this round, so a little bit interesting if he does go for the roam, because Wamai does, they do build up over time. They become very powerful later on in the round to deny the util, which, looking on the attacking side, they do have a Ying shotgun on the board.
Uh-oh.
And Bailey on the Raora as well. So might be looking for a potential like Samurai Rush here. So this is where the Wamai disc would be very powerful later on.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I think that's Samurai Rush. Using that Raora to close off one of those doorways and then make their way into office. One of those rushes doesn't really mean that you need to get the office wall open, so it doesn't mean you have to deal with as much of that util, although they're going to put this hard bridge tool onto the bar wall, so this just put a bit of pressure on that bar player and not allow him to hold angles in towards office when they go for this plant. They have made quick work, though, of this office wall. This ace will continue to put work in. None of the defenders eventually will shoot off this ace shard, although one more there will get denied. So Prez able to hold onto this power position quite easily at the moment. And it looks like they're setting up for an execute.
As we see, Bailey did put the row dome barricade down, but it was impact tricked away, which we still see Nez and Save impacts ready to make sure they can't just
Pinku taking down the Raora. That's one piece of it.
As well. So there goes your hard breach. You can't use the Ace Selma gadget anymore.
Okay, that was Ace, not Raora. But still, that's hard breach down.
A bit of a reshuffle. We do have some of the players below. They've identified there's the mirror facing them. Will cause issues later on. They want to deal with the mirror first.
Just waiting with that C4. Taken from below. Try and get that trade back here, and some Bakelades. The idea of what they had for an early play is not quite worked out. They have to wait some time there, but Jack Scurry finding Prez, now a 4v4. Pressure's put immediately back here onto the Barbie boys.
And that just opens up the round a fair bit. Prez was in a really good position, and Jack Scurry will double up, in fact, taking out Novakes. Bailey looking to just close off this door very soon, instead opting to use the smoke grenade. C4 goes out, doesn't find anything. And the attacker slowed down a little bit.
I think that was a beautiful smoke there, just to bait out the C4, make sure that we can use the util later on, which we do see the execute potentially coming out. And we do see Bailey already inside in the Samurai side of things. Jack Scurry gets a triple as well, and they're already making their way completely deep into sight.
Looking very solid here, as now it's left on Saved and Pinku, and they've brought it back into a 2v2 just like that. Pinku has themselves a double in the round, and any thought that they might be able to get this one for free has changed immediately there. A nice knockdown onto Save, though. And a lot of this is pretty much left on Pinku. He's not going to be able to get his teammate up, you wouldn't imagine. And Jack Scurry swings on in.
With
he's
a
feeling
4K.
things were sold on map 1, and he's continuing it here on map 2, and Bakelades 2 on the trot. And there's some words being spoken.
Few more words at the end of that
here we
round,
go.
isn't
Here
there?
we
Bakelades
go.
up and about
Now the
as they
fun
should be.
begins,
2
boys
attacks
and
in a
girls.
row. Jack
Now the
Scurry
fun
finding a
begins.
4K, I believe, in that round. And it's something we saw at the start of that first map as well. He was able to get a lot of kills towards the start of the map and start building some momentum, but just petered out a little bit towards the end, and Barbie boys were able to pick up the scraps. But, I mean, a perfect start here for the Bakelades. We mentioned how defensive side of this map can be. Starting off with 2 attacks, Barbie boys now have to adapt. Bringing that mirror again on Save. from there. I mean, really just about isolating players on this side. I think he had a really nice shot to open it up, but Jack Scurry with this LMG able to just find a few of those players inside, probably feeling a bit of that pressure with that Roar and that smoke grenade, as you said, Spartan, just baiting out that C4. So maybe a little bit nervy in that round. See if they can adapt.
Which they are opting now to go to the tertiary site, so changing it up, seeing if they can catch Bakelets off guard a little bit more. Does look like they want to hold upstairs as long as possible as well, which on this site, the entire site can be verted, so you do need to hold upstairs as long as possible to delay any vert plays, which looking at Bakelet's attack, they do have the ram on the board, so it does look like they at least want to take the vert. We have breaching charges as well, Jack Scurry on the Havana, so few opportunities to get the vert, but they have to be able to get in and clear the top players first before they can get there.
And that is the tough part, isn't it, of taking this office side. There's so many angles that need to be cleared out, especially with Castle and Mira on the board. Looks like the defensive side will probably opt to just give up that office double wall, given that Cade is banned, so it's pretty hard to find the right denial to keep that closed, but instead, putting the Mira on that Samurai wall will just allow them to hold these angles, not allow them entry.
Alright, let's see if Bakelets can get 3 attacks on the trot, because if they do that, then they are in a prime position to win this map. If they can get 3 attacking map wins. And a 4th, oof.
Does have the shotgun once in hand, once again. He does have the hard breach gadgets, which there's a lot of walls they have to get through to be able to clear that vert, which the one thing I am noticing, there is no EMP on Bakelet's side, which means Prez on the Bandit will potentially cause some issues to get rid of some of the walls protecting upstairs. But it does look like Bakelet's potentially identifying that they are starting to drone out kitchen side. So looking to get in, as we see Japer here, on the opposite side of the map, potentially try and collapse in from all these different angles on Skyscraper.
Trying to make sure they get all of these angles completely covered. And I haven't seen a round like this in a while where it's taken so long for the opening kills to come through, even just any damage whatsoever to go down towards 60 seconds. Speaking of damage, Japer's copped a fair amount. Down to low HP here, but he's got it back up in Reelers, who's found themselves saved. Novax will get that to trade immediately back onto Bailey. So everything starts to come together now as the 4v4. Another angle there. Jack Scurry cops a bit, so does Pinku. Neither able to confirm the kill, and now he's in deep trouble now. Flash is going in, actually manages to avoid that pretty nicely. Japer and Jack Scurry now incredibly low HP. They're still trying to get themselves set up into these sides. I feel like Barbie boys, they're looking pretty solid here.
Looking very solid, and it looks like the attack has just sort of run out of ideas about how they're going to make their way into this site. Nezarati will find a second, although that impact grenade does go away. A Stry. Reelers eventually will finish off Nez, looking for that jump out to finish off his kill. Back down to a 2v3. Japer is 1 HP and just looking for a kill through these vertical angles.
Time surely is going to get the better of them now, as it's pretty much all on towards Reelers to do most of the damage. Japer's still up, but Pinku finally deals with it, and that'll basically be it. Prez comes on through.
There we go.
And the third round is in the books, and it will be Barbie boys to get on the board finally here. 2-1. Looked a lot more solid there in that defensive round. They really, as you said, they just didn't leave any possibilities for Bakelets. They were moving around a fair lot in that round, trying to find an opening, but they just couldn't find one.
Yeah, it was very much just a bunker setup on the side of the defense. They understood what they wanted to do, which was hold that Samurai area with the Mirror and the castle. And the attackers just kind of ran out of ideas. They tried to push their way through kitchen. They were trying to make their way through that laundry room, but unfortunately just couldn't find any entries into the round. And when you're that late into the round, it becomes a lot easier on the side of the defense just to hold your angles and force the attackers into you.
Which we still saw some of the mirrors up, the one upstairs, obviously the one on the bathroom wall was opened up, but that was a choice on the defense side. There was a lot of castle barricades also up, as we saw the one in the closet in the actual site itself, which then Kakin jumped in, ready to get aggressive on the bathroom player, and then stopped immediately by the castle barricade, which there was the vert play as well. They made sure they couldn't just get free entry in, and if they tried to, which as we saw there, then we saw Nez drop down, have the little trap, making sure, hey, you couldn't just take that space for free, you're going to get punished. He did get a little extra aggressive though, going for the
he did. He didn't allow that res to go through. But I would have.
Alright, final bans for the half. We've got a Mute and the Ying. Okay, those two actually make sense. The Ying especially.
So we move into the fourth round, 2-1 to the side of Bakelets. They were able to take out the first 2 rounds. Barbie Boys able to just wrestle one back. Much more of a bunker setup, so it'll be interesting to see if they continue that trend. Operators on the side of the defense are very similar to the first time they defended this site. Saved on that mirror. This mirror set up towards the karaoke hallway. We see that on the side of the attack as well. Kaken has opted for this Montaigne again, but hasn't made his way towards top black just yet, so maybe looking for a different place. As I say that, he repels in to the top black door.
It does always happen that way, which, looking at the lineup on Bakelard's side, it does look once again very similar to the first attack as well. So similar operators on both sides. Do they have a different strategy? It does look like Bailey and Jack Sky want to enter from below again. We have Kaken going for the wall, but here's the difference. They brought the recruit with the EMP, and Novak's not bandit tricking the right wall. A massive misplay there, but the C4 does do a bit of damage on Kaken's side, but that
Not
does mean
enough.
there is access now onto site, and there's still the shield slowly pressuring Novak's out of this karaoke position.
Yeah, and the hard breach tool does make it a bit more difficult for the Montaigne to come straight through. Save will find one onto Jack Scurry and a second onto Bailey downstairs. Pulling off a really effective roam here. Bring it back to a 4v3 on the side of the defense. Netherati is down here as well, just to offer a bit of assistance. Looks like they're fairly aware of where this attack is going to go. Reelers will find Novakes on the side of Karaoke, so Karaoke site now is open for the taking if they so choose. They are aware of the players below and the vert that they could push.
There's currently no one in T though, so if they do identify that, they might be able to just walk straight into T and start planting. I don't know if there's a lot of vert on the T side either. There's a lot of vert in Karaoke, but as we see, the drones are going out and they're realizing, hey, it's all clear. Maybe we can go for this plant, which Kaken with the shield will just be able to walk and do that cross quite safely. So I think Barbie Boys, they have to be very aware that T is their danger point.
Does the plan happen is the question as Reelers finds Nares, and now 3v2, and a lot of this is going to be on Prez, surely, as it will be saved to get themselves a triple. Low HP, not mattering. The C4 kill, absolutely massive there. Reelers will start the plant. The walk up there from Save, finally dealt with. It's left to Japer to try hold that one off, and he does! The double
3v.
locked in. Fake lads make it 3, and they let them know about it again.
I mean, if it still works, don't fix it. You can hear plenty of shouting from the side of Bake Lads. They are stoked with that round win. And yeah, very much the same as the first time they attacked that site. They were able to get the wall open on the karaoke side with the hard breach tool and some pocket EMPs. Novakes unfortunately bandit tricked the wrong wall. It's one of those things that you actually don't talk about very often, but when you come to a LAN environment with the white noise in your ears, it can be quite hard to hear. And that's one of those things that experienced players understand and will usually take advantage of. But yeah, in that case, Novakes unable to bandit trick the right wall, and that just opened up the round a little bit on this side of the attack, and then once Save got those 2 kills downstairs, I thought maybe the attack had fallen apart a little bit, but just held their nerve. As Spartan said, they realized that T was open for the taking, and after a bit of droning, picked the right option.
Which, yeah, the adaptability, they're very good at switching their attacks halfway through as well. Obviously, one of the rounds it didn't work out, but I mean, 3 rounds, attack rounds on Skyscraper, they'll be very, very happy and comfortable right now.
Very happy indeed. 3-1, looking to probably make it a 4th here. See on the side of Barbie Boys, they've decided to ban out the Ying, which is quite interesting given that we've seen a lot of that Montaigne work as well. And on the side of Bakelads, banning out the Mute, so just dealing with one more of those wall denial. We've seen a fair bit of bandit on the side of the defense, and Pinku has brought that back once again, so that ban maybe not as directed as what it could have been if they'd banned out the bandit, but maybe thinking that that Mute denial of drones as well is pretty effective.
Which, Bakelads opening up the wall, as last time Barbie Boys, they had half the wall, Soft had the feet holes, which Bakelads have once again used to their advantage, opening up the wall with a shotgun. But it does look like Jack Scurries are planning to lurk in from the opposite side, but as I just say that, of course, he's rotating towards this side as well. So I think they've realized, hey, there's a lot of electrified walls, a lot of resources put from the across side of the map. Let's focus our attack directly onto side.
And it has worked for them before. Rara just putting that door up on the Samurai double, and that really makes it difficult for the defenders to know if that jump in comes through. That smoke will allow that ace to go down, and Kaken picks perfectly onto the mirror
Well
of
done.
Novaics. Prez will find one back to the Jack. He's had a very good map so far, but has been the opening kill on his side 2 rounds in a row. Bring it back to the 4v4.
Which, looking at Barbie Boys, there still are 2 C4s up and about, which one of the players are getting pinged out.
Reloading! Cover me!
Side of things, but there goes saved as well. So there goes your Maya, can't catch any more smoke side of things, but Nez trying to do a bit of damage on Bailey. Bailey is making his move onto Samurai, and now they're starting to surround the site. Starting to get into site as well, but a beautiful shot on Pinku's side, straight through the smoke. There goes your Blaz.
Pinku needs more though, as Real is starting to plan. Prez does that. C4 is out. Close. They've got to get off it now and realise he's being pinned down as well. And just like that, Pinku's got themselves the double. Could be another 3rd to finish off the round here, as it's all left on Japer. Shots firing, not connecting. And now surely absolutely no way back into this position known. As long as they just don't peek him 1v1, it won't matter. Nez finds the kill. And they swung that around nicely there, Barbie Boys. Allowed the 3 rounds here on the attack from Skyscraper, but they could still get this one at least to the 3-3. And look, I feel like they're going to be at least confident they can get a few attacking rounds their way when we go to the second half.
Yeah, I think 3-3 will be worst case scenario for them at this stage, considering the map that we're playing on. But in saying that, after going 3-1 down, if they're able to wrestle back 2 more and just sort of bring it back to our even half, then they can be somewhat happy with that. Bake lads, in the meantime, you can see pretty much what they want to get out of each of these attacking rounds. It's very much getting close to the site early, putting as much pressure as they can on the defense, closing off those angles with those Rora doors, and just not allowing the defenders any real opening picks into the round, putting the pressure on them to have to peek into the attackers. And from there, we saw that really nice shot from Kaken onto the mirror, perfectly executed.
Which, yeah, I wonder if that's been like a pre-practice scrim side idea. Obviously, smoking not only to get the wall open, but then making sure, hey, I can know exactly who wants to deny that side of things, which we were seeing a little bit of that replay side of things. So I feel like, yeah, they've definitely had the practice there. They've definitely learned how to adapt, how to switch up, and I think they're really thriving on Skyscraper Bakelite side. But Barbie Boys, not out of the woods yet, as we see Spawn P going in. Bailey happens to be Finker, so able to escape with his life, but was down. And I'm liking this aggression on Barbie Boys side.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was on that P. It looked like maybe Prez or Nezerati. I'd be surprised if Pinku was able to jump out and get that much damage off with that Ella SMG, but Bailey is down to about a quarter HP. Because he is Finker though, he will be able to get most of that health back, although it does take away from the health he'd be able to give back to his teammates later in the round. So utility off the board. Kaken opting to bring this fuse shield early, so looking to get rid of utility around the site. This should clear out some of the castle doors towards that bathroom.
2 more fuse
Something that he had
charges.
to deal with in the previous round, so instant adaptation from him. We saw him snaking around the bathroom before, trying to get an angle underneath it. He decides just to fuse it this time.
Oh, Novix takes out Jack.
There, which as we see, all the side is opened up, and he did shoot him through the bookcase, so knows the angles. He practiced the angle side of things, but Bakelad's starting to put pressure onto the upstairs players. We did see some yellow pings going out as well, and here we do see Nez starting to get aggressive on drum, but there goes the Dom barricade, and he is now locked out. So Bakelad has a free shot into the player, who is now stuck in office side, but it will not matter. Save does pick up 1, but does immediately get fragged out again. But there's still a couple of roamers upstairs. Realist does take down Nez, but everything is not fully clear as of yet, and time is ticking.
Yeah, they've actually managed to bring themselves back into this round nicely here, Bakelad. HP definitely in favour of Barbie Boys, but had that 5v3 situation, but they lose those next 2 fights, and all of a sudden there is this opportunity here for the 4-2 still. Starts to just tuck themselves away, and Prez on the move here as well. What was happening before, they're trying to get down in towards these sites, and he might just get this flank kill here, surely. Unless it's peeked around at the last second. They're thinking he does.
Oh!
Finds it. Pinku, he's immediately traded after finding 1. I should say it was the other side, so Pinku's the one who's alive. And Bailey and Real is a very low HP, so there's still a good chance here for Pinku to lock away for this one here. 6 kills He's looking to wait to make this 3-3. Diffuser is going down. Starting to make movements. Knows where the other side might be coming from. Now aware of that one. Tries to push past those bullets. He has. Diffuser's had to come up. Pinku's found one!
Oh!
Second as well! Massive from Pinku! And just what Barbie boys are after. They will make it a 3-3 half.
How?
A bit slow to start this one, but they've woken up right now.
Woken up indeed, and they really did need to. Bring it back to the 3v3. Pinku in the 1v2. Both players 1 HP, but hits the headshot on both, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Oh, man.
And 3-3 half. I said this is worst case, but I guess where they were at, this might be best case when they were at 3-1 down. Blitz and Mirror off the board first. Saw plenty of Mirror in that first half from the side of Barbie boys, putting it to relatively good use, but dealt with pretty effectively by the Bake lads. Use of smokes, use of those ace charges.
Alright, second half.
Second up,
3-3 split. Bake lads now on the defense.
Clash. Seen plenty of Clash bans as well, and Ying.
Blitz.
For a fair bit of Ying on the side of the attack, but was banned out later in that half. Just looking to cause chaos with that operator. Not many sight executes with that. We'll see.
We'll see.
Barbie boys now. 3-3 half. Are they able to wrestle some of these attacks early as well?
I think that's the thing there where they had like they'll be kicking themselves they didn't get the 4-2, but you've still taken 3 rounds on the attack. You feel like you're still ahead at this one here, and again, we're not sure what we're going to see from Barbie boys as they're coming into their own side, but considering how defensively sided it usually is on Skyscraper, they'll feel like they've missed a trick a little. Still, they're still on the map. The opportunity is there. And look, again, the pressure's on Bake lads. They're the one trying to force map 3 to keep this series going. The Barbie boys, look, they'd love to get it done here, but they know that there is a backup. There is that map number 3 waiting. They can't get the job done.
10 seconds to insert.
Which, looking at Barbie boys setup, they were lineup side of things. They were already looking to play the Monty, which Blackbeard is also up on the board. So seeing how, once again, lots of doorways, lots of hallways, shields can be very powerful. But on the defense side, Bandit and Kate are up, so it's going to make getting through walls a lot harder, which means Barbie boys might need to get creative with a lot of vert play, a lot of different YouTube plays, which they are bringing the Twitch, for example. But if we already see, Nez has taken damage, which I think Bake lads looking to get aggressive quite early and making sure, hey, you can't be comfortable even on the balconies outside.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's probably the best way to play this map defensively. It's one of those maps where it can almost feel too hard to get in sometimes on the side of the attack, especially
That
when
is
teams
very
playing
good use of the Twitch to get rid of the beef, bulletproof, and I
mentioned
think
that,
it was
they might have to get a bit creative with vertical play.
Legion,
they've brought so
the
far
Goom line,
is the Deimos.
and the Gersmop mine, I
See a
think,
whole lot of Deimos in
all
that
stacked
first
on
half as well,
one,
but one of those
on
operators
connector
that
to
get a lot of work done
Samurai, I
from
think
below,
it is.
saved, taking up that operator.
So that's very good use of the Twitch
That's a whole lot
from
of
Nez.
actual vertical operators in general, to be honest.
Oh
I've seen
god,
Buff, my
Pinku's got
Sledge,
the
saw Ram maybe once in
the
that first
elevate
half, but
Monty
this
shield
map
too.
plays a lot
Shit.
around the vert, so pretty surprising not to see it more often.
Yeah, which I think, obviously, some of the Ram rounds, we didn't get to see the
Oh,
Ram.
that is very good timing from Pinku.
Skyscraper, one of the harder things to do, but Barbie boys looking to at least go
Sounds like the
across
crowd's starting
areas.
to wake up a little bit as well.
Probably lurking below, which being Skyscraper, there's usually going to be a player either lurking below or across side of things, which looking at Bakelands, they are all just happy to sit on the side at the moment and not give away any of their picks as of yet. And they have 2 shields up on their defense side, which we saw. One shield now getting cleared away on the Shrine side. I'm not sure where the other shield is, but shields very powerful on this map.
Very powerful, and Jack's been found out here off that information saved, able to take him out, and that gives him free reign below now. And a Deimos with free reign below on this site can be very scary. There's a lot of places where you're playing directly on top of soft vertical, and Deimos, that's where he thrives. So off the info, the info of Pinku, he'll be able to find some of these players and start to really put pressure on them and push them out.
Bake lads get a bit more aggressive on some of these defensive fights here as Reelers has to try and duck away here. The shielding allowing just the next fight to come through here, and Novax is going to get that one onto Reelers, and another as well. The double is there. It's all left onto just the 2. Kaken and Bailey haven't really had much to say so far in this game. Both of them need to step up big time. Bailey finds one as well. 2v3 now. Prez is low.
That TCSG shotgun is a beast of a shotgun.
He's aware. Use it should be planted through, but that late smoke of there delaying. Back on it again. Knox with that one. Bailey's got a double. He's still got an opportunity. We saw Pinky want a 1v2. Clutch maybe it comes through from Bailey here. Triple. Oh, make it 4! Absolute magic on the quad kill. And Bakelad steal the round away from Barbie Boys. Beautifully done. And it will be a 4-3. What a start to the second half.
Oh my god, Bailey!
Barbie Boys, they did everything right, trying to clear the areas.
Oh my god.
Put the pressure on. They were running out of time, but Bailey,
TSG,
with the
if you're watching this, I have a question for you. Why in the hell did you drop this man?
I think maybe
why? After that, a quad kill and stole the round for his team. That should not have happened.
Yeah, probably feeling a little bit of pressure there on the side of Prez. He was 1 HP. He knew that
True Ninja Gaming, get this man back on your roster for God's sake.
Really
he deserves it.
Him with that smoke grenade that was able to delay the Monty on that initial plant, which just forced that plant to have to go down after time was up. Forced Prez to have to play aggressive, and from there, Bailey able to just hit his shots and win out the round.
Well, TCSG, very strong on that side of things. It's like a truck side of things as well. But we are now moving on to the secondary side. They'll be very happy that they've won their primary side, despite how close and dire it was, which obviously shows Barbie Boys, they know how to attack this map. They know how to get it, and they just need to obviously get the final part of the round secured, because at the end of the day, that is what matters. The round score, not how close the rounds were.
Yeah, and it fell down, I think, initially on that Jack Scurry dying on that roam downstairs. Once Saved had all of that position downstairs, as I mentioned, that Jack Scurry versus Saved 1v1.
Oh my god, not again.
And immediately lets him know.
So we've got a few rounds without much text, but I guess when something like that happens, what, in the first 20 seconds, which we haven't really seen a lot of that. Most of these rounds, it's been taking to sort of that 90 seconds, a minute before we get any meaningful fights. I mean, pressure is being taken across the map, but man, Barbie Boys, they should have taken that last one. All of a sudden, they could find themselves down 5-3. You lose that opener as well. Bakelads, the confidence is straight back in their favour.
Which Barbie Boys going for a cross take at the moment. They do have the Twitch to try clear some of the util, as we see some of the dreads.
Sorry, drop one of my earbuds.
They have brought the Blackbeard as well, which Nez does love to play the Blackbeard. Very powerful, particularly with the gun side of things. But
it's still very much
Jack Scurry and Safe. They both like to roam. They both like to roam clear. So I think we've seen constantly them going against each other 1v1s this entire map, and I'm sure that will continue next round.
Yeah, I think it's just starting to open up a little bit. Maybe the pressure of the LAN environment has caused them to play a little bit more passive throughout that first map and probably the start of that first half. But yeah, now we're really starting to see them go after each other. A lot of damage has been taken by Noveix, playing that Grim. Nezarati here, able to take most of this Dragon control off the back of this Blackbeard shield. They were aware of Jack Scurry's position within Dragon. He has vacated that position as of now. Looks like Ella Reelers will take the first fight here onto the Blackbeard.
Which I am seeing a deployable shield in Reeler's pocket. I would like to point that out. But Reeler's the Ella mine side of things.
Reelers just dropped the Blackbeard. Just dropped it.
Noveix does pick up one, and Pinku does pick another, and here comes the execute.
3v3 now. Pinku breathes life into this round. And another one there. He's got the double. And now Kaken needs to find at least one, make it a double. Noveix can do nothing. It's Kaken once again. We've seen an ace from this man. And a big triple, and he's up and about. They're feeling it now, Bakelads. 5 is on the board. They're closing in on that magical number 7. And map number 3.
Club beckons.
Like it's inevitable at this point.
Clubhouse beckons.
Scary. Kaken is inevitable.
Clubhouse beckons.
Famous quote. But yeah, just able to hold his nerve there. I mean, it was a similar sort of round from the Barbie Boys. They were able to find a lot of kills very quickly on that execute, but then just sort of ran out of ideas and couldn't find the last few players. Just didn't have the info on where where Kakin was playing, and he was able to make them pay for it.
Which I think is the danger of attack on Skyscraper. They were forced into those doors and hallways because they hadn't opened up any extra angles, any different ways to pinch side of things. So they were running out of time, which, I mean, Bakelaz did an excellent time to delay that side across. Even though they didn't have too much utils, just shooting drones with that invisible pressure and then falling off safely. Which Bakelaz
That's 2 rounds in a row Barbie Boys should have won. They should have won that. But a quad kill from Bailey and then a triple from Kakin to steal the round. The 2 rounds in a row.
Probably be hoping for a little bit more out of your shield
God
players.
damn it.
Saw Nezerati there playing on the Blackbeard. Was probably picked off a little bit too easily against that Ella. As you mentioned, still had a shield in pocket. Didn't have to rely on the Grismont mine and was still able to find that kill. So probably looking for Nezerati here on this Montaigne to just sort of hold his life a little bit better. Get more info for his team. On the side of the defense, looks like they've gone for very much a roam sort of style setup. Opting for these Legion Mines, Ala Grismots, Malusi, Wamai. Nothing really to hold down sight in terms of utility, but looks like they'll be holding above this kitchen area for now.
Which site is kitchen and dining, so it is now the 4th site we've seen across the map. It's their tertiary site side of things.
Oh, the multi going already. That is not good.
Going in alone, which he did get Ella Grismont Mind side of things, which then blew his shield away. But he was pushing in too aggressively without his team behind to back him up.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that Ella's Grismont Mines now
main pressure to clear out these hallways, clear out
knock back his shield. I forgot about that.
Very reliant on these drones. It becomes quite difficult to sort of walk through these doorways without a good information. Side of the defense. I've seen that they're able to sort of deal with these drones quite effectively. Only 4 left on the board at the moment. Snowmad will allow them to sort of focus their attentions towards T and Karaoke and save. This is probably the first time we've seen the buck on the board. It's a more traditional vertical, I like to call it.
Yes. Which, I mean, we still have to clear upstairs side, because site is below at this stage, and Barbie Boys do have the man disadvantage. We'd be struggling to at least get the refrags, which we see all of Bakelaz being very close together, ready for those refrags. Real is playing in an extraordinarily dangerous position right now, and does get punished for it on that side. But
oops.
Time is running out, 50 seconds left, and Barbie Boys have yet to clear top floor.
They're doing that now.
Now a saved one, finds into Kakin, but again, it's the time that's the issue. Even if they've got that player advantage, the Bakelaz know that. The pressure is on the Barbie Boys again to push in to find these fights, and Jack Scurry gets that one. Japer onto Prez as well. Pinku and saved. Pinku's been on fire in this map, at least the kill-wise, and Save's got another as well. So if you got the 2 remaining to maybe clutch this one up, these are the ones you want if you're Barbie Boys, and they need this round. Otherwise, Bakelaz are going to make this 6-3, and they've got 3 map points to force the 3rd. Time continues to tick here as Pinku jumping down the stairs, these areas. Aware of at least where the one was sitting. Good information, and he finds Japer, and now it's all on Bailey. Diffuser being planted, spots the first. Why does he want to take these fights? Hits it, looking for the second as well! Bailey does the job, and it's all Bakelaz. A clean second half so far. Words exchanged. 3 map points on the board.
Twice that man has clutched up.
On this defensive side.
Twice in 3 rounds.
It is tough for the Barbie Boys.
Why is this man not in T1 still?
From Bailey,
I repeat. Why did TSG drop him? Bailey has clutched up for Bakelaz twice!
The attack is under so much pressure.
And Kakin backed him has clutched up as well.
It's quite hard to clear out that many angles. Bailey just able to play the timeout and then find the 1v1.
To anyone who is watching this and who doesn't have a team in OC T1 at the moment, look at these boys. Pick them up for God's sake. They have earned this prestige. They have earned this. I swear to God, I'm gonna. If Bailey clutches up a 3rd time, I'm gonna crash out. I'm actually gonna perform my first ever Twitch crash out. I swear to God, they should not have.
Like, the way they're working into the rounds is fine, but Bakelaz, they're standing up when needed. I mean, that one there from Bailey. Had to get the first, delivers. And now 3 opportunities to take us to map
Oh my
3.
god.
I mean, it's what I think it's what we deserve as a tournament as a whole. It would have been rude if we didn't go all 3 maps, but man, what a defensive half it's been. Now they just want to make it a clean sweep.
No way.
Yeah, clean sweep would be perfect here for the Bake lads. We said that it was not their map pick, but it is.
Ace
so
and an
they,
Elo
they
ban.
definitely need to take this map before going to Clubhouse.
Oh no.
I don't want to talk about Clubhouse too early, even though it does look like we probably will be going there.
One of the least played maps we've had, actually.
Yeah, I don't
want to Clubhouse at all.
I don't think anyone knows how to play that map. No one plays it very much. But yeah, going to that map, both of these teams have obviously played it a lot. So, as you said, I think it's what we deserve. It's probably the stomping ground for both teams to show how good they are.
I want this to go to club. I absolutely want this to go to club. This is
Ella ban on Barbie boys, so making sure they can't hit the shield away, so they can force the shield a little bit more. But then on Bakelad's side, Ace is gone, so they won't be able to open those other angles and once again funnel them through the doorways, which we've seen obviously the last 3 rounds.
Pinku and his waifu buff shield. Again, this is annoyingly. This is making me want to at least buy the shield from the Siege store. It is making me really want to buy it, just the shield alone, purely because of the meme potential. I am absolutely for this shield, even though I'm not a fan of Elevate. I've said this before and I will say it again.
Roddy on the Montaigne for a few of these rounds, but it looks like Pinku's taking it up this time. Able to stay alive for a little bit. Reela's trying to get aggressive now onto that, just working off that information off the Malusi Wob. Roddy will find a kill onto Bailey as well, so proving his worth here on the IQ. And Pinku will find it down as well. Prey's going back both ways. Prez will find another one. Leaves Jack and Kaken in the 2.
God, the poor man's getting swamped.
Barbie boys, they don't seem to be done just yet. We're already talking about map number 3, but this has been a very solid comeback round here.
Oh, no way. How did the Kaken get that? With the SMG-11, no less.
On both players, and with Pinku finding that one, surely Jack's Curry would have to be something absolutely magical here. And unfortunately, don't really see that happening as Prez is getting that one down.
Oh, hello.
Let's find the first. Fuse it through, and
No.
Pinku locks it in solidly. Barbie boys, they breathe life into map number 2.
6-3. 1 map point slips from Bakelabs. They got 2 more chances.
Point there, but still 2 more remaining.
2 more remaining, and I think Pinku is on that Montaigne. Able to just get a little bit more done than probably what we saw from Nez, but Nezarati with a weapon in his hand was able to get a kill, so definitely handshakes all around on the side of Barbie boys. Pinku just, yeah, able to get that information we saw saved, able to get an opening kill as well inside of T, which just opened up the round a lot and made the defense start to scramble back and just allowed the attackers to sort of figure out where they were and work off that info.
Which I didn't notice on the defense, they didn't use a lot of their util throughout the round. They had the setup, and they had obviously the Goya canister and things like that, but they didn't pop them. They had the C4s, which they didn't throw, which then Barbie boys just able to kind of execute them one by one, getting those pinches, which Barbie boys, they were able to get the pace a lot faster that round, put the pressure on, and I think they just had a little bit of a clearer plan of exactly what they wanted to do and how fast they wanted to go.
They finally actually didn't allow refrags because Barbie boys have been getting most of the openers and Bakelads have then been able to at least equalise. But that time when they went for it, they didn't get that opportunity.
Ooh, they got an Echo on side this time. As well as a Jaeger.
For Barbie boys, again,
Jaeger and a Wamai.
Been a bad attacking half. They have been close in every single round, so they'll feel they're very much still in this.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we can see Pinku's all the way out to 15 kills, so putting on a pretty impressive half here. And yeah, they're going to still require a fair bit of him. 2 of these rounds, 2 match points for the side of Bakelads.
Which does look like Barbie boys want to go for the across take. Site is Expo on the side, the opposite side, yeah. Which I do notice they haven't brought any shields on the attack side. So they are switching out for more guns. They are bringing Thermite to open walls. Which, looking at Bakelad's side, they do have the Tuberel and the Cade, so they're going to make sure the office wall can't be opened up for free. I'm surprised they were able to open up the VIP wall that quickly with the Tuberel also on site. But I do like Echo is in play, which we haven't seen Echo at all these last two maps side of things. He does have a shotgun, so a little bit more interesting play potentially going to be holding on a shield on a close angle. But then you have to think, is he going to use the Echo drones effectively later on in the round?
Yeah, and given the way the Barbie boys have been attacking so far, we've seen how late they're leaving these rounds, which is exactly what Echo wants. That shotgun probably being brought just for those rotates. Nezerati will find the opener onto Bailey. Takes a fair bit of damage in the process, but as he is Finka, he'll get most of that health back. Jack Scarry's also been taken down to about half HP. Some pretty good info here on where this Cade is playing. Realist has been taken out by IQ, I believe, from below. And Saved will find another onto Jack.
Okay, well, all of a sudden, it's all Barbie boys. It's all just caking in a 1v4.
I swear to God, please don't clutch up. Or please don't.
Absolutely destructive rounds back to back here. Unless Kay can find
No,
himself something, it's not happening. President finds it, and we haven't heard much of them on the second map. The Barbie boys start to come alive, and now the pressure's on Bakelades. 2 or 3 opportunities to send us to the third fall short. And now OT.
Final chance in regulation.
Which we're the same situation we were last game. 6-5 on their map.
I think we'll do 2 7-5s and then OT 15 rounds for map number 3.
Yeah,
I'm liking this script. It's good.
I mean, highly competitive side of things, which a lot of the rounds have been very... Oh, I'm loving the crowd. Can we get a hype? Woo! There we go.
Just trying to start a Mexican wave there for a second. Not quite.
A little bit of a drunk Mexican wave side of things. But...
Everyone's completely sober out there. What are you talking about?
But Bakelades going back to their primary site, Karaoke and T, their most confident site that they've been on, which, looking at their lineup, somewhat similar. They are bringing the Bandit and the Tuberel once again. But then on Barbie Boys' side, we are bringing the Monty again, which, big difference, Ella is banned, so can't get Grisman out. And will they be able to press through straight? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, this round, last time they attacked this site, it definitely came down to the work of Bailey and Kaken. Looks like they've swapped the operators around a little bit. I believe it was Kaken playing the smoke last time they defended this site. And it came down to that 2v3, 2v4 clutch. So if I was the side of Barbie Boys, I'd know that our attacks have been going quite well so far. It's just about sort of speeding them up at the start of the round, not giving away picks. Starting to work on those executes a little bit earlier just to give themselves a bit more time to not be denied by things like C4s and smoke canisters.
Which Bakelades are playing a bit more across side of things. They've got a lot more util and they've focused a lot more on holding that horizontal cross rather than any vertical, as we see. The Bandit batteries dedicated on the office wall rather than the ones further back in T. And there's quite a few players lurking on that side, but we still see Jack Scurry making sure that, hey, saved can't be the kill side of things, making sure that they're not going to be able to get free range from below.
We might see this Jack Scurry opening kill once again. Saved. Just occupying this bathroom area downstairs. Jack doesn't want to give him all this space for free, and we've seen it quite often across this map so far that they are the first two to take the gunfight. It's been relatively even so far, I think, between both, so can't say either of them has taken the lead in that. But Barbie Boys have realized that this top black area has been left pretty much unattended, so Pink is going to make his way in. Start looking towards the karaoke wall. We'll start to get info as well onto these players inside T. Clears out a bit of the barbed wire. Nezerati will kill Jack, who I think was on a jump out, and Saved's position hasn't been noted, so he will find Japer.
Which things are starting to collapse 3v5 right now. Barbie Boys do have obviously the pressure on Geisha's side. They're putting the pressure on Black side. There is a player now on karaoke Repel, so if they can get back into karaoke, they might be able to go for a plant here, but Pinky has to be very aware of the smoke right in front of him.
Well, they're standing next to each other, just having a nice little chat as to this last bit of regulation round. Who does it first? And Prez gets the kill. And OT might be what's happening here. Kaken will get one with the C4 at the very least on the save, but he needs another here, possibly close. It ain't happening though.
We're going to overtime.
Barbie Boys rattle off 3 in a row. The nerves get to Bakelades. They can't take advantage of 3 map points. And OT is where we head. Barbie Boys still an opportunity to lock this one down in 2 maps.
I jinxed it. I started talking about Clubhouse like we were going there, and there is a very real chance that we're not going to a 3rd map. I mean, Barbie Boys just built off that momentum, 3 in a row. I think they're going into this half now on the defensive
They
side.
absolutely choked this. They choked this so badly.
Out as well. Well, we didn't think we'd be seeing one here. Maybe saving it for the last maps, of course. You can have multiple ones across the maps, but I mean, for Beyblades, it kind of has to happen because they really weren't in any of those rounds. Like the 3 that they had the chance to close this out, Barbie Boys, again, they finally locked it in. They didn't allow themselves to get beaten in those 1v2s. They'd had a solid attacking half. It took a while for the results to show, but it's happened. And now they've got all the momentum, and they very well could end this tournament right here, right now.
Absolutely, and I think you hit the nail on the head there. Just their attacking half was really good. They lost our clutches, and that's one of the easiest things that you can fix, really. It's about holding your nerve a little bit, just having someone step up and say, let's just relax, let's understand where we need to go. Obviously, a few of those clutches were very late into the round, so it can be quite nervy, especially in this environment. But yeah, just able to shore up those things. We saw Pinku move over to the Monty a bit more and was able to just hold his life a little bit longer into those rounds and get more info for his team. So yeah, just able to adapt really well on those last 3 attacks.
Which, looking at both lineups side of things, we are seeing operator switches throughout, but of course, as I thought, they switch back to what their plan was originally side of things. But Taken is on the Echo for Karaoke NT, so we haven't seen the Echo play on this one as of yet. And Bailey is now on Sentry as well, so a lot of extra util. They have the information, the BP cam, plus the barbed wire to make sure they can't walk up the stairs. But looking on Barbie Boy's side, Pinku on the Monty, but he has 17 kills, and he's playing a pistol half the time.
Yeah, and I trust him to continue to add to those kill tallies. I mean, Montaigne, in his most recent sort of iteration, has become a bit of a fragger in his own right. So I think he will continue to put pressure on these defenders.
Depending on who you get, who you give him to.
How the defenders decide to deal with this Montaigne. We see the Echo and the Legion, which are probably the 2 most effective counters for the Montaigne shield early on. But we've also seen Jack Scurry take a lot of aggressive fights early into these rounds, and it is a similar situation to Saves playing Wamai on their defense, where it takes time for those Legion mines to sort of regenerate. And considering Jack Scurry has died first in most of these rounds, probably not going to see many of them.
Don't jinx the man. You may end up coming up clutch in this one.
Going for a horizontal take. We did see Saved and Pinku and Nez all below on that side, so making sure, hey, there's no roamers below, there's no locals below, which currently and constantly has been Jack Scurry, but Jack Scurry is back on black side, and now they're slowly making their way across on, obviously, the shrine side. My concern is half the round has gone already, and they haven't started trying to pressure the shrine and drum holds.
Yeah, finally getting there. Pinku using that shield to actually clear out Jack Scurry's position downstairs, but he had vacated it quite early, so good time waste from the side of the defense. Minute 15 remaining, and not a whole lot of map control has been taken from the side of Beyblades. They really need to start making their way through Dragon and Drum if they're going to have any attempt at a good execute onto this T-room.
Which we do see the pressure starting to go. We have an Echo drone lurking in Drum, which could cause all sorts of issues on Pinku's attack. As we saw, there was an Echo stun right there, so Pinku had to fall back, otherwise he was going to die. And we still have the Wamai discs coming out, the Legion mines, which can deny plant later on as well. And have quite a few people just holding those cut-off angles, holding those crosses. And this is where the danger comes in on those doorways, on those hallways. They haven't opened too much. They are trying to rotate towards Geisha, but time is running out.
Yeah, time, and now players are all disappearing just like that. Prez, Novaks are left in a 2v4, and I don't think it's going to be happening here, so Beyblades are going to get themselves another opportunity. You'd have to think, as Prez, 19 seconds, does have the diffuser. But they don't need to give themselves up here, Beyblades. They can just hold these angles. It's got to be a force here from Prez. He's got to find a kill. It doesn't happen. Jack Scurry locks it in. The 4th opportunity. They usually say 3rd time's the charm, but maybe it's lucky number 4 here for Bakelads to finally get this one done. We swapped the roles. And, well, 15, it's still looking like it could happen here. I mean, again, defensive-sided map. It's been mostly that. In the end, it actually turned out pretty even across the board, but can they finally lock this one away? Or are Barbie Boys going to force us to all 15 here on Skyscraper?
We're about to find out, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to know. It is hard to know. We saw Bakelads pull out really convincing attacks, especially at the start of their attacking half the first time round. Obviously, Barbie Boys were able to bring it back to a 3-3, but Bakelads are able to produce some of those attacking rounds that we saw. Very easily could be the end of this map, and we're going straight to map 3. But vice versa, Barbie Boys are able to find this defense. Then we also saw them come out with some really convincing attacks, although unable to finish them off at times.
I mean, it's been back and forth. They've been adapting to each other's plans. And I think the main thing that we're seeing is pace switching between both teams, which the early aggression on Jack Scurry's side and Save's side going for the roam clears. We saw that very quickly, very early. Things, but then
Spot actually brings up a good point. Both of these teams are adapting to each other's playstyles and tactics. That's why this map has gone back and forth, and that's the those are the marks of a great team. Any team who can adapt their opponent's playstyle like that is worthy of anyone's respect, regardless of what level they are. T1, T2, even T3.
Even in an overtime round match point.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most the most pressure they've been under all night. Overtime match point. On the side that typically is favoured, but tonight has proven a little bit different. Both teams able to attack quite well. In terms of setup, we see the Mirror come out once again. We saw it a lot on their defensive half throughout the regular rounds. Saved has moved over to the Azami. Haven't seen a whole lot of Azami on their side tonight. It looks like they've got a similar plan to what Bakelads were doing to them. Just
drop straight into Jack Scurry. No. That's Yazami down to. That is really not good.
Which Barbie Boys, they were doing a decent amount with Nez, shooting a lot of the drones, getting rid of the information, and then falling off quite safely. Which now he's downstairs below in bathroom side. But Save just getting caught out by Jack Scurry again. Once again, they love the 1v1s on their side. But now they have all the cams. They've hacked all the cams. They have the information on site, which this is crucial for Bakelad's attack. They know exactly where things are. But Jack Scurry does pick up Pinku. I don't know if he's in danger from the bathroom side there, but he's able to pick up 2 this round, and that could be the nail in the coffin for this map.
Could. Don't jinx it, Spartan. Don't jinx it.
Waiting and holding. It's left to just 3 here on Barbie Boys if they want to push this to 15. Starts are coming together here, Bakelads. Can they handle the pressure? They've got the player advantage, but they still need to confirm.
They should. That should have been the kill onto Jack Scurry. The fact that he's still breathing, even though on like 5 HP, that is a huge blunder. Okay, redeemed. Okay, I'll give it to Nez. He redeemed himself.
Bring some more information time. A little bit of a factor here. Doing the clear outs. Got those cameras. They know where most of these players are situated, but just because you know doesn't mean that you're going to get the kills. Nez has themselves a double all of a sudden. And this round becomes a whole lot more complicated. Playing up close with each other here. Pressure on both sides. It's just a misplay from either player. Has to be incredibly careful as the legs exposed down to half HP, but Kaken finds that kill. Needed it. Looking for the second maybe as Nez tries to push forward. He's locked between a rock and a hard place at this point as there's 2 players all over.
There it is!
Kaken will find it. And that one will confirm it there. Bakelads take map number 2 in OT. And we are going to a map 3 in this, what has been a fantastic grand final so far.
Kudos to Bakelads. I didn't think they'd pull it off, but they did.
Didn't jinx it. Bakelads always had that map in the bank, and I was 100% confident.
Yeah.
No, they just finished off the map really well. I mean, they understood in those overtime rounds exactly what they needed to do. Kaken had an unbelievable map. I don't think the stats will reflect just how big of a map he actually had. That last round there, just using the Montaigne perfectly just to deny Nezerati any chance back into that round. And Bakelads take it 8-6. We're going to map 3.
Oh
I
man.
think Bakelad just played the time of this game a lot clearer and a lot smoother than Barbie Boys side of things. So obviously at the practice of the delay, they weren't overcommitting with plays. They were falling off when they got the extra pick. 1-2, obviously Jack Scary and Saved being the main frags of the first half. But then once they got the kills, then I mean, both teams snowballed the rest of the rounds. Most of the rounds went that way side of things. Obviously we had the clutches kicking Bailey side of things, but that's how the game goes. They've wasted so much time that these clutches were possible.
Yeah, and for Bakelades, it's fantastic for them, not just forcing the map 3, but the nerves would have been right up there for them, because the way that they're feeling, that they're locked in a position where you had 3 opportunities, you almost let it slip, but thankfully they lock it in. And guys, we are going to a break. Enjoy the highlights from map number 2 on the screen. When we return, we've got our final map to crown our champion here of the Logitech G Rivals. Don't go anywhere.
Oh man. I can't call this one. I can't call it. Yes, Barbie Boys had a all things considered, pretty convincing chalet, but Bakelads were able to clutch up when it mattered on Sky. Honestly, Club is almost the perfect map to decide our winner. It's almost the perfect map. I genuinely can't decide who picks. I can't pick who wins Club. I can't pick it. Momentum says Bakelads, but I don't know. I genuinely can't call it.
Let's go.
I've got no idea. Gut feel says Bakelads because they were able to win map 2, which I will say is sorry. It's more difficult to win map rounds on attack than on Sky than it is on any other map. I don't know. In any case, map 3 on Club is going to be an absolute banger. Right, I will be right back. I will leave you with all this. I'll see you in a little bit. these next 12, 15 rounds are going to be the most important of these boys' careers on either team, because it will determine who wins who wins Rivals. My gut feeling says Bake Lads, but I'm actually gonna have to look at. Let's see if we can find Barbie Boys. Barbie Boys ended up winning club against Namesdave Esports in the upper bracket semi-finals. Let's see how many times each team's played club. Okay, so both of these guys played club on Playdate 2 of groups. They lost both times. Okay, so Barbie Boys have played it 3 times and won it twice. Bakelights, I think, have only played it the once. In terms of the amount of times each team's played, Barbie Boys have the advantage, but because Bakelights won map 2 in OT, I could... But again, any pro player worth their salt knows club, or at least should know club. This is very much a case of which team can get their fundamentals right. And who doesn't crack under the pressure. So both of these teams won their respective map picks. We're going into club neutral territory.
Well, it's been the first LAN in such a long time, and it is absolutely delivering. Can we get a temperature check real quick?
It's hot.
Nothing to do with the fact there's a bar somewhere near here, I'm telling you right now. I'm joined by Sarli. Now, Sarli, you've been a coach for a very long time in the
Hey!
You've actually kind of jumped across different regions, but you're back in OS now. How is APL going for you at the moment?
Yeah, APL's doing well. I think we are learning a lot of lessons. We just put a team together like about a month together. We got some new talent. So we had Paul Beers, which is just Brandon's brother, and we had him just join up with his brother, and he's doing some work. So yeah, it's going well.
So the official Paul Bill, like, can you give me some context? All I see in Twitch chat is that name. Is there a reason why?
Oh, I don't know if I can get into the lore.
Okay, let's not. Yeah, let's just completely. Yeah, we'll take that question away. You're 2-2 at the moment in the APL, and you've just beaten the Chiefs. PAX is coming up. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, we did beat the Chiefs before, but then we ran into a tough loss. PAX is coming up. Yeah, hopefully we will love to play in it. We're just looking towards the playoffs, keeping focused on that. Yeah, the boys are, working hard. Yeah.
For context,
Speaking about working hard, we've got some players up on stage that are working
Sally
hard right now. How are you
is
feeling? It's
one of the more
I've been
respected
asked to go to
coaches
the grand
within
final myself,
OCE,
if I was being
and he's
honest,
currently
but who are you
coaching Man
favouring at the
LFO.
moment? I feel
So
like a lot of people are going for Barbie's boys. Do you give some love to the Bake lads?
Look, I'm gonna give the diplomatic answer. I'm just here for a good game. I just want 3 maps. I just want 3 maps. I don't want it to be a very good game, but I want it to be a good game. But yeah, so far the boys have been playing amazing. It's been a good game to watch. Comebacks, clutches. What more can you ask for?
Honestly, for a tier 2 LAN, absolutely nothing. Sally, thank you very much for joining me, my friend. I'll chat with you soon. But before we do anything, I got some Logi gear to give away. Yeah. So let's start with some sleeves. Let's get a warm-up going. How are we feeling tonight? Yeah. Up there. Who else have we got? Oh, yeah, you can go. Make sure you catch. For the love of God. Dan.
oh, you cheeky bugger.
Okay, let's warm up a little bit more. How about some hats? Yeah, I see you over in the corner. Yeah, you get one as well. Up in the back. Yeah, that's enough noise for me. Oi, James Detmarter, Stewart. You're coming on in a second. But wait, there's more. Maybe come with me. I'm not throwing these. Bring it down. How about some love for Logitech? Oh, you look like a good set, yeah. All right, bring it back down. How about some love for the Bake lads? Oh, yeah, you. Come here, brother. Yeah, you 100%.
Oh, I love these guys. This is great to fun to watch.
How about Barbie boys? No, you. Oh, yeah, you. Yeah, you get some love as well. And now, more importantly, you stay here. How about some love for Ubisoft? Up the back. No, not you. Get out of it, Razor. There you go. I love you. And more importantly, I love Rainbow Six Siege. So how about we get this LAN underway? Back to the casters. Let's get it on.
Oh, man. There's a reason why he hosts the OCE.
Mr. Rob once again, and I mean, there's nothing better than an Aussie crowd. I mean, it is literally the best thing in esports across any side. Passionate. The beers might, do something to elevate the noise, but people here are absolutely
Ubisoft, Blast. Are you watching this? LAN in
Oh,
Melbourne. Come on! We've had 3 majors in cities starting with M. Manchester, Montreal, Munich. Give us Melbourne! Come on! Melbourne 2026,
Well, we
or I
are
riot.
Clubhouse as the decider, which is a map that they've all played multiple times. We're seeing both teams
Blast,
are adapting
Ubisoft,
and coordinating.
Melbourne.
But
You've just heard the
looking at
crowd.
how
They're going
Skyscraper
nuts.
I would say Barbie boys. Close, Matt?
Vincent?
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. I actually spoke to a few of the Barbie boys outside in the break, and they were pretty confident in the fact that their attacks were going quite well on Skyscraper. They were just getting clutched out a bit too much for their liking. Obviously, we saw Kaken and Bailey able to pull off some really nice clutches on their defensive half. So if they're able to just shore up some of those attacks, especially those late rounds, sort of not force themselves into those late round executes where they allow the other team to clutch up those rounds, then yeah, I agree. I have to agree.
Look, I'm going to split the pack here. I'm going to say Bake lads. I believe in a Kaken supremacy. I believe in a Bake lad supremacy. They're going to take this one. They're going to do it in a 7-0 fashion. So that's either going to
That's a take spot, Has.
What we do know is, guys, this final map, here we go. Can we get some noise?
There goes my eardrums. Is that Rob?
Which
I think that's
I would
Rob
like
in the
to
back.
say though, obviously Bakelad has had an extra week to cook up some strategies, which they were playing in Clubhouse in the show match yesterday. So maybe they were prepared to go to Clubhouse again, which they've both had plenty of time to look at each other's strats, get the aura going into the chat, and pull out some Thanos level plays.
I think they're going to need it too, Thanos level plays and some new cooked up strats, because, I mean, I haven't seen a cooked up strat on Clubhouse in probably about 6 years. This map has played exactly the same for as long as I can remember, and it's great to cast for because I know exactly what's happening in basically every round. But in saying that, first round we're going to see is on the basement sites. Ram, basically a must pick on this site since her introduction into this game. Able to get so much vertical control without much pressure on the attacking side. Something that we saw a lot when you used to play Buck or Sledge was that you'd often be getting C4'd off of those angles. Looks like there's going to be some quick pressure here onto this mid floor.
Oh, Pinku takes out Kaken on Hibana.
With a kill onto Kaken, who's
I was about to say there goes your hatches, but Grim, Bailey on the Grim still has tin can openers, so all is not completely lost.
That last map, and a perfect start here is Kaken. Well, the supremacy I thought that might be happening is a bit slow to start, but that's all right. And Barbie Boys exactly what they were after. Information up close. They take the opener. This third map rocking and rolling as we tick past the first minute. Sits in a 5v4.
Which Kaken was Hibana, which I did notice Cade is banned on the bans operator side of things, which meant the hatches were able to get opened up. But with Hibana gone, they're limited to only 2 potential hatches, which obviously we did just see kitchen hatch get opened up, but we do see motor and stock hatch are going to remain closed in this match, which means Barbie Boys on the defense, they've got their early pick, and now they can just lurk back towards that blue side, towards that motor side, as we do see. The other hard breach gadget was used to open Dirt Tunnel, which we see Real is currently on the Monty. So they're going to be a bit restricted on how they can actually push into
Oh my god, do they not see?
Yeah, and Save's advanced position to that top red stairs will make it even more difficult once they start to try to get this execute.
Oh my god, Pinku is being the absolute rat on the Azami.
Angles towards Schmed box / blue door. Nezerati will find another one though onto Bailey, and that makes this twice as hard. Bailey on that Grim. Not able to get any of his util off before being taken out. Jack Scurry has a really nice angle here from bottom main stairs through the hallway, but Reelers has a lot of pressure to deal with, and Prez will take him out.
Now, what a start this is looking like for Barbie Boys. It's left on Japer, and Jack Scurry gets one. But
so
now
not
it's
quite
all on Japer, and nothing doing there.
That
Save
is
comes through with the
convincing
final kill.
from Barbie Boys.
And
That was
Barbie Boys
convincing.
Couldn't get it done on map number 2. Wanted to start off on a positive light here for this final map, and they do so. Pretty dominant one for our opener, and my prediction is immediately out the window.
It is a caster's curse.
It might be 7 over the other way.
We've never learned. we're going to do it every time, and it's going to continue to happen. But yeah, as Spartan said, Kaken getting taken off the board first, not just because he is Thanos, but also because he is Hibana, and that utility is very required on this site. Unable to get much done with only that one.
All right, Jim and Bed next.
And from there, the defense able to just bunker down. That Azami on site is basically unclearable without the right utility, and obviously they didn't have that utility, so able to hold a lot of crossfires on that kitchen drop. And a perfect start for the Barbie Boys. And I mean, starting on the defense on Clubhouse is a massive bonus for them. So if they're able to win this half out, either with 4 or 5 rounds, then I think they'll be really happy and really able to finish off that map on their attacking half.
Yeah, but Bakelets need 3 rounds on the attack for this to be a successful half. Barbie Boys only need 4. The Barbie Boys need 4.
Very aggressively, which we do see on the attacking side. They've brought the Ace and the Thermite out double hard breach, which is pretty standard. Once again, Clubhouse attacks, they are very standard side of things, nothing brand new. But we do also see Taken on the Demos as well as Jack Scurry on the Dekebi, so potentially happy to lurk below, catch a few roamers off guard, particularly as we know Save loves to lurk on the roam and go for those late flanks.
Yeah, no wall denial. Immediately says to me that they're happy to give up these external walls. Jack Scurry will find the first kill onto Nezerati as well, which will help a lot. Those Azami keepers were really strong in that previous round, and those immediately off the board is a lot of utility on the side of the defense. But yeah, as I was saying, the defense allowing these walls, external walls to get open, more looking to hold these choke points within the building. We saw Pinku at the top of those red stairs, but made his way back to site now, and it looks like the defense has been hemmed in to just Bathroom and Master. Even holding this Logi area will be quite difficult. No rotate in towards Connector, so no pressure on the attackers. And they're able to just sort of find these angles. Saved here, hiding in a spot within Logi that often doesn't get droned out, but if it does, then he is very much stuck.
But yeah, he doesn't have impacts in pocket either, so he can't rotate out of or get a really aggressive on Logi. I did see there is a BP, so a bulletproof cam in construction, so they might be able to get a few pings and Save might be able to get aggressive, but Bailey slowly approaching onto site, and this is where Bakelets, they're starting to take out all the go-go canisters, all the extra information, and getting the crosses onto site, which this is the danger of not having any heartbreak denial.
Does at least find one more back, so playing underneath will become pretty important now. Let's have the advantage, but it's slowly being whittled away bit by bit. Jax Curry's gone, and Prez got themselves the double. And here's
Good
Prez
work from
downstairs.
Prez.
Might be a difference maker here in the end. The diffuser plant is going down. They know where it's going through, but he might just get it absolutely done straight for this one. Jakeberg does. In the meantime, though, Kaken gone. Novak's onto that one. It's left on Bailey in a 1v3. Managing to find at least the first there. Saved is down. It means it's all left to the two, but he's been picked back up. So, lower HP. And now 3 players to deal with. No way Bailey pulls this off. They start to approach in. Timer continues to tick on this one. All they need to do is just defend the one taking the diffuser, but it's out in the open. He finds that first one, but Saved is there for the refrag immediately.
Bailey's good, but even
Barbie
he
boys,
can't
they are
defend
off
that one.
Rock and rolling here at map number 3. 2 on the trot to start it off. And better from Bakelets there. But unfortunately, better's not good enough. You need the map points on the board, and it does not happen from a 3v3.
And time again, we've seen Prez really step up in these clutch situations.
CCTV cash,
a lot on the
final
first
round
map
of the
in
quarter.
particular, where it looked like the defense was really stuck in a position and was getting sort of pinched from all sides, but just able to find a little pocket of space and find a kill that lets them back into the round. Jack Scurry still looking for that lurk downstairs onto Prez, but Prez able to win that gunfight. And it just opened it up a lot. That mirror on Logi was not dealt with. That meant they had a lot of info on where the attackers were looking to plant and where they were covering from. From there, Saved. Able to get a double, just securing that round. So, Barbie boys giving Bakelads a bit of a taste of their own medicine, clutching up around that Bakelads definitely thought they probably had in the bag.
What I really liked about Barbie Boy's side of things is, yeah, they had the mirror on the gold wall in the Logi side, complete information on where site was, but then they didn't do the exact execute we think, which is what they get aggressive on gold, get swing the angle side of things. Prez was just there below, waiting for the ping, waiting for the information, causing that below pressure. So because Clubhouse, once a very standard map, very structured map, having a little bit of versatility and having these extra angles here and there is what catches teams off guard.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like now we're moving over to CC Cash bomb site. Once again, no wall denial on the board except for Tubarao, but that won't get it done, especially since he is the first one off the board. Chaper finding that kill. That does mean that the garage walls will get opened very quickly, and this Maverick will make quick work of the CC wall, but Prez with a really well-timed C4 will take out Bailey, and all of a sudden it becomes a lot more difficult to get that wall open. Should be still no ace charges on the board. That wall will stay closed. There is an angle to peek from the rappel, so still not easy for a defender to play inside of CCTV.
Oh, that's clever.
The attackers will never make their entry through that point.
Which, yeah, President kind of perfectly timed that C4, kind of having the false sense of security for Bailey doing the Mav kind of Maving on the wall side of things. But yeah, they won't be able to walk in through that side, but they are starting to pressure garage. They have opened up all the garage, which we're seeing the EMPs come out below, and then the firebolt. So beautiful play, a beautiful use.
Very well
and
done from
Kagan does
Bakelads.
take him out. Out with the Monty pistol as well. We've seen a lot of Monty pistol work throughout these maps.
Yeah, but this position of Novax can be quite difficult to clear out. They don't have any utility left other than probably one grenade on the side of Japer. That will be able to flush out this position, especially when Novax hits that shot onto Real.
That is a filthy shot.
But he's not going to have a lot of support in terms of this gunfight onto Novax, so he's just wasting as much time as he can, just allowing Prez to maybe buy a bit more time. Kaken is 1 HP, and Japer will find him eventually. Leaves Prez in the 3v1.
Surely there's no opportunity for him to get back into this one. 50 seconds on the clock. Diffuser to be planted. Jumping around from outside. The detection is there. The plant will go through. Just have to head downstairs and reroute this one. In fact, off again. And now, finally, the diffuser is planted.
Let's see what Prez can do. 40 seconds on the clock.
It'll be incredibly difficult to get back into this site. And, well, his position now known. Already down to 30 seconds as well. Looking to see if there is that one just holding outside.
Nope.
They play it together. Japer gets the kill and Bakelads are on the board. Well played that round there. Good uses of utility. They take out the players one by one.
So not quite a clean rotation, but it's still a very good round.
Barbie boys though, still be feeling pretty confident about things.
Yeah, not a horrible round by their standards. We've seen them not bring the wall denial basically every round so far. Cade off the board is a big one, but no Bandit as well. Just opting to allow them to get these external walls and then fight them on their entries. But as we saw there, Nezerati getting picked off once again. As that opening kill, I think it's probably 2 or 3 rounds in a row now that we've seen him go off the board first. So maybe if he's able to just stay alive
Mara
a
and
little
the
bit longer,
Monty band. Okay, this is getting interesting.
And I mean, it was a well-constructed attack by the Bakelads. It makes sense. You bring the Monty for Garage, Capital to clear out that raft position, even with the Wamai on the board, as pocket EMPs are able to deal with most of those. From there, 4v2, especially with Montaigne in a man advantage, it can be really difficult as a defender to make your way back into the round.
Which it was the tertiary side as well, and we know cache and CCTV can be quite hard to hold, particularly once Garage is taken, it's almost impossible to retake on the defense, which is why it tends to be the third side pick in general, which we are now headed back to the primary side, which is basement side, and looking at the lineup, we still see the Azamis and Fenrir, so a lot of util side of things. We have the smoke for denial, delay, and then I'm liking the Wamai to be able to cover, protect all that information, all that util. But then we also have Valkyrie on the board, which C4 potentials, which, as I mentioned, C4's Valkyrie actually has impacts. So I think it's more the focus to actually impact trick the hatches because Cade is down, rather than go for some C4 kills.
Yeah, absolutely. And with no IQ on the board, those Valcams more than likely won't get spotted. And they will have a massive impact on this round. Japer already making work of this kitchen hallway with those Ram drones? Drones?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, Ram drones. And yeah, as I mentioned before, Ram's able to get a lot of work done. As I said, Valcams won't get spotted. Japer just jumps in and destroys it, so it's all good. But yeah, able to get a lot of this vertical work done without much threat of losing their life. 2 of the Valcams down, so good drone work coming out from the attack. Bit of a difference here as well. We see Reelers on the Habana and Kaken taking up the Glaz. So maybe looking for more of an aggressive push through dirt off the smokes. We did see the Montaigne do that last time. And also the bringing of double hard breach. So just in case we see something similar from that first round, there is a plan B.
Which Nez is playing quite a dangerous game, being on the Wamaya, but then on the lurk above. Obviously, lurking above, roaming above can cause issues for the attackers later. But that means all his little Wamaya discs that are generating won't be able to be used on site unless he falls back down, which the further and deeper he goes into Master, the less likely he'll be able to escape with his life, which bit of an interesting operator choice if you want to go for that aggressive play. But time is ticking down, and Bakeless.
I don't think they know. I don't think they know about the Wamai look.
But as we see, if they wait any longer, things are starting to get a bit dire.
I don't think they know.
Yeah, and it looks like Nezerati has been able to make his way here to the main stairs without much congestion, so maybe no drones on that top floor flank, and he seems pretty aware of someone playing here at the bottom of main stairs. It's going to be the
and
ace
there
Jack
it
Sparrow
is.
Who will get taken out.
Oh, that is very well done by Nez.
That smoke canister. Good reach frags both ways though.
Keeps it in the 3v3, 30 seconds on the clock. Reeler's dropped. There's no Vaix will get that one locked in. And Bailey and Japer left with it all to do now. The problem is as well, the diffuser needs to be picked up. 20 seconds. Japer trying to get this one forward. He's down towards half HP. Angles on all areas here. They're closing them in. Japer, though, does get himself a double. Prez immediately gets that one back, and now it's Japer left here. 10 seconds on the clock. Novaix has the angle. And Barbie boys respond straight back here. They're up to 3. And it does seem like it's going in that, well, the usual thing with Clubhouse is you win pretty much the A and B. Tertiary, you probably lose that one. 4-2 is where it, well, technically should end up if you're being on the defensive end, but they want the 5. Yeah, like, unfortunate there for Bakelets. Time, the issue. Managed to get back from 3-3-3, but when you've only got 30 seconds, you're still got to get the diffuser. It's just always going to be incredibly difficult to get back into the round. Yeah,
it becomes tough, especially when you put so much utility into taking that dirt area and you've got a player like Novaix playing the smoke in there. It becomes pretty difficult to clear out. There needs to be a plan B. We saw Jack Scurry take bottom main and Nezerati able to get that flank off. Yeah, no Nomad or any sort of flank denial utility on this side of the attack, and that just allowed him to do that. I am surprised that he's opting to play the Wamai and take up that role, as Spartan said. I think an operator like Vigil or something along those lines still has those impact grenades, but can also go on that flank and be a bit more of a nuisance. But what do I know? It worked. So Barbie boys able to take their 3rd defensive round. From there, just build a bit more momentum into this half.
All right, let's see.
Which Bakelets have had very clear plans. Once again, Clubhouse, Scott Standard, most teams have very clear plans of attack. But then Barbie boys, which we saw in kind of the first map and second map, weren't just going to sit there and let them plan out their attack. They're just going to stop them, go for the flanks, go for the aggression when Bakelets least expect it, stopping them in their tracks. But we are now going to Bedroom Master, the secondary site, and we do see the double hard breach again, but we also see the Ying shotgun in play, which I really like the idea of because they've been stopped from the doorways, the little areas to be able to clear these places. So having the Ying,
there's also the sledge as well.
Hopefully force out these players in these unfavorable positions.
Yeah, and I think based on that Ying shotgun, it's either going to be a quick play here through the Jacuzzi or maybe a drop through Logi. I nearly called it Logitech, but that's the sponsor of the event.
I mean, yeah, you can call it that. They probably actually enjoy it.
Anyway, as I say, that saved. We'll find 1. Pinku will find 2 as well to make it a 2v5. It was a fast play in towards Jim. Kaken will find 1 back onto Pinku with Jack, but saved has found his 2nd of the round. All of a sudden, it's a 3v1.
Blink and you miss it all.
Now
Kaken's left in a 1v3. Still got plenty of time, but not really going to be given the opportunity to do too much here. Drone's released out, so we'll be able to gather a little bit of information, but just got to hope that they give him these 1v1 fights because realistically, they just need to fade away from these ones to put the stairs to clear out as well. We get this one close, at least there's an opportunity. I don't need to be reading towards it just yet. Insight into this one. Repositioned nice, I'm pretty sure they did see that. But again, 30 seconds wasted. Again, the time he's had to use with is fine, but he needs at least his first fight win. Closing in on this side. That shotgun up close. These just around and damage done. I don't think now, well, if it was already impossible, now it would be pretty much done. Kaken though, another one. That's the diffuser. They don't buy it just yet.
He's got the time.
40 seconds. And we're starting to tap it in. Again, they're waiting for the close ones, but they're just holding off and not buying into this one. The Barbie boys. Another tap. Another thought of it going forward here. And this round somehow has just continued to extend. 3rd time's the charm, not quite again.
He's going to have to
commit. Continuously tap, and then they finally walk forward.
He had to commit eventually. He had to commit eventually.
Killing blow. And Barbie boys are up to 4. It is a solid first half as we head into the final round here. And Bakelads, well, I mean, it's a necessity. They need at least this one before we switch sides.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And yeah, that defensive strat was interesting. I don't know if it's by design, but there's no Logi rotates. There was no reinforcements on the bathroom wall towards Jacuzzi or rotates as well. So almost baiting in the rush, and then we're very ready for it. So definitely played into their favor. But yeah, I mean, Kakin in the 2v1, very tough. Once he still had the shotgun in hand, maybe if he had the SMG or the LMG, it was a bit more doable. But also in saying that, since there were no rotates in towards Logi, it meant that once he got the diffuser down, he could hold the door with a shotgun, and that would have been almost round 1 in his favor, even though he was 1 HP. So a little bit unlucky in that regard, and we do see the tack timeout come out from the Bake lads, as you said. This is a very important round. If this goes to a 5-1 half, even though it is a defensive-sided map, it becomes very difficult. Only 2 mistakes allowed, and then you lose the whole grand final.
Which, yeah, the pressure is on Bakeland's side, which obviously, yeah, you were mentioning, I think, because everything is so default, Barbie Boys decided not to do default, which then caught Bakeland's obviously lurking, baiting them in, which, so it's hard to tell if Barbie Boys was truly baiting it, or they were just ready to actually react to the play side of things, which, I mean, it worked out for Barbie Boys. But now we are on the tertiary side. Again, we do see the Jibril and the Bandit this time, so they have switched up from no hard breach to Bandit hard breach side of things, which, looking on Bakelad's side, they don't want to opt for the Mav again, which means Bandit tricking is on the board and might cause some issues.
Yeah, and it's well picked up by Prez taking on that Bandit. Just understanding that if they're not going to use the Maverick trick, then it should be relatively easy to deny this Thermite or Ace. I've seen both on the side of Bake lads go towards this wall. Bailey now opting for the Thermite. Looks like he's going to be the one that takes on the CC breach. They're aware of the Bandit now on the wall. Looks like he's trying to bait out the Bandit trick to start with. With Capital as well, it can be quite easy to take the Bandit off the wall, but it doesn't look like Reelers is set up at the moment for that. Just wasting a lot of time here, the attack, just trying to figure out how they're going to clear this Bandit off the wall. Not something they were ready for. As the Ace makes his way out towards Lounge.
Which Saved is waiting for that Lounge player, so
What's
they've
the
already
plan
read
here?
that, hey, there's a Bandit tricker, we need to go below, or we need to go through sewer window, which they've got their mind.
What is the
that, but then
plan
Saved
here for Bake lads?
being
I'm
his
not
lurking
really
spot,
seeing it.
always contest, which, once again, Jack's going, our other lurker, is the one looking towards the Lounge, so that might be our first point of contact, but does look like Prez might be tossing up whether or not they have to go for the Bandit trick. This is the power of two
Oh,
just
nice.
behind
That is
the
a
lane,
lovely
and then
shot.
The Bandit batteries will pop on later, but at the end of the day, if you get 1 and 2 kills, the Bandit tricking might not matter.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Az.
No,
Just,
I was about to say it was looking pretty grim, but Reelers has actually bounced back with at least one there. But 4v3 Barbie Boys, massive round if they can take this. The 5-1. And pressure is left on the remaining 3 for Bakelads. Can they break in here?
Yeah, I was just going to say, it wasn't a super complicated hold. It was just the Bandit and the Tubarão really denying that. You would have expected the Capital to have a bit more of an effect on that CC breach, but it just looks like they didn't quite know how they want to deal with that. And Kakin's going to be taken down outside of the garage door.
Oh, that is disgusting.
By Pinku, and this becomes a lot more difficult, but Reelers will
okay,
find him back.
good,
So
good pick from Reelers. I'll give him that
now
one.
Stuck on the garage rafters. And it's going to take a lot to clear him out.
It was there for half a second. Reelers would need that kill there. It's just him and Bailey now. 30 seconds time. There comes one of the biggest factors. They go back upstairs, so this one Saved is waiting, got themselves the double. It's all on Bailey, and Saved makes it a triple.
5-1
and it's
to Barbie
5 on the
Boys.
board for Barbie Boys. They are just 2 rounds away as we switch from being crowned the Logitech G Rivals champions. And for Bakelads, well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, but they have got a long road to try and get back here.
Which, yeah, 4-2 half, pretty standard, but 5-1, you're really starting to push it, particularly on that tertiary side.
Bake lads already used their
As Vinny was
timeout
saying as
too.
well, it wasn't a super complex setup. They had the Bandit, they had the Tubarão that they just had to get rid of, which it seemed like they had a few different plans to try and clear it out, but nothing was committed, which then Nez, with the 2 rail, with the DMR, able to swing the Sui belt, which that's always the very dangerous place to play on both directions. But there was no contention there, and 1, 2, 3, Barbie Boys 2 rounds away from winning the series.
Yeah, and we can start talking about the bans to come out early on. We see Shields once again, Blackbeard, Blitz, and Clash all taken off the board. Cade taken off the board of the defense.
Okay, this could get interesting.
As well. And it proved to be quite a good ban. Although, as we saw in that last round, Bakelab's not quite understanding or not quite adapting to the play of Barbie Boys. It looked like they were very much looking for that garage take once again, but sort of got stuck at the first hurdle after the Maverick was not brought. And we just saw there, yeah, plenty of easy angles for the defenders to hold and just finish off these attackers towards the end of that round. Bakelad's now on the defense. It is a defender-sided map. And they would be betting that they'll be able to take a few of these rounds, but as we've said a few times, they've got 2 mistakes. 2 bad rounds, 2 clutches against them, and they've lost the grand final. So in comparison, Barbie Boys need to lock in now. They're 5-1 up, but it's a defender-sided map and could go either way.
Well, I mean, the pressure's on them at this point to lock this one away because you've got this advantage. You're 5-1. You're 1 away from getting just the map, match, and championship points on the board. So for Bakelads now, they know what they have to do in front of them. And maybe they can play with a bit more just confidence around themselves as they try and keep this one alive. Barbie Boys look to lock it. Be crowned the Logitech G Rivals champions.
That's probably the one thing that's in Bakelad's favor, because Club is very defender-sided. If Bakelads can get some momentum on their defense, and at least push OT, then there is still a chance they could win this. And they've got the opening pick onto the Ash, which definitely helps them with this round at least.
Because there's a mirror on the board, that Ash was crucial to clear those later on. So I think a very, very solid pick on Bakelad's side there.
Oh, they almost get Pinku on the IQ too. Almost!
Is there for this top floor. Pinku just jumping across, unaware that there was a player at the top red stairs, and we'll take a chunk of damage for that.
That should have been a kill.
Falls onto Prez.
Pardon.
Just to rally the troops and figure out how they want to build their way into this round. Already half of the round gone. They haven't taken much map control at all. Novex has been able to take this kitchen hallway control and probably make his way down main stairs. Defender's probably not quite aware of how fast he's taken this, and they're aware of a player in bar as well.
Oh,
no. Of Jacksari will get taken out to 4v4. 1 minute left. No vertical control taken so far, so the attack really needs to speed up now.
They're going to have to go.
And stock hatch are soft, so they're starting to open it up. Prez is starting to open up the kitchen side as well, but they have to be aware Bailey has a C floor and he will be playing off the mirrors downstairs, which can cause all sorts of issues. And they don't have many drones on the board to try and figure out what Bakeland.
Have a look at the one drone.
The actual site and basement and where these players will be lurking.
40 seconds remaining now. Start to make their way in, and for Barbie Boys, you just feel like the lack of
there
time
goes
is
the
just going to work
IQ.
against them too much here as Kaken's going to find Pinku with that C4 kill. And now it's just the 3 remaining. Information at least one of the defenders up close and just trying to get down for this first one, but Bailey continued just to play off this angle. The flash is pretty nice on him though.
Actually well timed. That was very well timed actually.
3v3. Love this second one here if it's happening. Doesn't. Japer Kaken lock it in. And Bakelads, well, they're 1 round there, working their way back into this pretty solid defensive hold there.
1 round
Wasted the time
of
well.
5 to tie it up.
Back to the drawing board for the second opportunity to try and get themselves to 6.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to play Clubhouse. It's the way that I always preferred to build my strats around this map is at least having a light roam for that top floor. Not allowing the attackers to get all that map control for free and then waste as much time as possible. You don't always have to fight them so much on their entries. Obviously, we saw the opening pick go in the way of the defenders, so that is a win for them. But just not allowing these teams that obviously understand how to attack these sites all that time and space to get set up with their execute.
Which the name of the game is always time side of things, which defenders, as you're mentioning, Rome is all about delaying. If you get a kill, get a 2, that's great, particularly impactful kill at the start of the round. But if you don't have enough time to go for a plant, particularly basement site, one of the hardest sites to attack, particularly on Clubhouse, because there's so many little anchor spots and locations you can actually just hide in sight naturally without any extra util. So it does make it a lot harder to be able to attack on that side. But we are now going to the secondary side, bedroom and gym, which Jack Scarring has an answer on the entry and making sure Barbie Boys can't get comfortable with their setup.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that was. I think it may have been the prone angle in the kitchen hallway door out towards that spawn. It can be really hard to see, especially on land. Jack
was hoping it was saved.
One opponent was the one that went down, but it will be no Vegas on the Grim. So not a super important, I'd say, utility taken off the board, but obviously
still
a kill
intel
in favor of the defense is always very big, especially at the start of these rounds. The Yin Candelas will go out towards top red stairs, just looking to clear out this position before making their way into cash. It looks like there's still a fair bit of a hold that they have to work their way through.
Which there are a few ADSs holding on that cash side.
I suppose so. Did they drown him out? But no, they did.
Ness has already used 2 of his smokes. He still has 3 Candelas though, so the power of Yin can throw as many things as possible to distract and clear all this information, all this util. But we do see the potential execute to clear the cash and CC going out. They're putting the pressure in. Kaken does pick up Prez though. There goes your Thermite. There goes your diffuser holder. But Sage has an immediate answer back. There goes Kaken. They have to be very careful where Reelers is. He's still lurking on that cash side.
Yeah, surprised nobody from the attacking side looked to make their way to the
Oh,
top of red.
Reelers.
Really nice shot onto Nezerati.
That is a very good shot.
Back to a 4v2. Sage will find one and Pinku another, but Reelers will trade it back, bringing us back into the 2v1.
So it's all left on Pinku now. Has to still get that diffuser. First kill could be presented to him depending on the peak. The flash is going to be a bit too deep there. Swings on the left side, doesn't realise where Reelers is sitting. Finds that round.
5v3.
Another one there for the side of Bakelads. But now it comes to the third one here. It's going to go to that tertiary, and this is where things get... Well, this is basically, you feel like the match at this point. If Bakelads can pull off the 3 in a row here, they are very much straight back in this. And you can see how much it means Barbie Boys immediately after that round's done, straight into the timeout.
Yeah, and I think it's a good timeout called by Prez here. They should be relatively aware of which site Bakelads will take as their third, and from there, I mean, as we said, tertiary sites generally are a little bit harder to hold, whether we see Cash and CCTV, or if we see Bar. We haven't seen Bar yet. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of it. I was talking to Prez outside during the break, and he said that if they were 6-0 up, they would play Bar, but obviously
not happening.
Not transpired. So we are going to see CCTV Cash and Nezerati immediately onto the Monte Novakes, onto the Capitao. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing a similar sort of garage push that we saw coming out from the side of Bakelads. They did do it effectively, except for that last round they attacked it, where unfortunately they got stopped at the first hurdle, which was getting the CC wall open. And yeah, we'll have to see if Barbie Boys are a little bit more well drilled on their CC garage push.
I like how they had the confidence that they were going to be in a 6-0 position to go into play, but which you've got to have. I'm sure both sides would have been thinking the exact same thing, but well, here it stands. Round number 9, possibly the most important of this series. If Bakelads can make this 3 on the trot, they are right back into this one here.
Which, looking at Bakelads' defense, they are bringing the Azami, most likely be holding in garage, very strong operator. They do have the Wamai as well. My concern is that Barbie Boys, they have Zofia, they have Capitao to be able to dump all the util and clear out all that utility, particularly sneaky Maestro kind of side of things, all in garage, which I do like the Maestro pick. It's something we don't normally see, and can, if they delay enough time, can deny the plant, cause all sorts of issues, particularly if they use all the util to clear garage side of things. They won't have enough to clear the Maestro cannons.
It's a camera angle.
That's Rob Manic Monday's soul brother.
Oh man.
No, I've seen them bump domes multiple times tonight. It's pretty incredible. I've never actually seen two bald people bump domes before. So.
I thought you were about to say, I've just never seen two bald people.
This is why OCE
Anyway,
and ANZ it
going
happens
back to the round, I am
is the
surprised
best
to
region
see,
because the banter
the
is just
side
so
of Bakelite
goddamn
using
good.
the mute
I'll
into
call
the
that
round.
right
We saw
now.
Barbie Boys use it quite effectively, both the Bandit and the Tuber out, but we haven't seen either of those. So they're very confident in their ability to hold Garage.
Which
And
Jack Scurry is lurking below. That's the biggest player they have to be worried about. But this is the power of the Maestro Cam. They weren't aware it was there, and it was just zapping him away, which then Kaken able to take down Nez, and boom, there goes your massive Monty play, your pressure to be able to clear rafters immediately.
And that's both a Capital's
attack
fireballs
utility
as well,
off
I
the board
think.
Now. Montaigne, once again. Although Capital will be able to smoke off some of these angles, but they're not aware of Jack Scurry's position.
That is a
Underneath.
fantastic
He will get
look.
by Prez, but wow, a second one from Saved. And all of a sudden, it's back to a 3v2.
Holy shit. Maestro's still on the board, so...
Chance there. It felt like Bakelats. That opportunity might have just slipped through their fingers as Japer and reelers. Still plenty of time in this round. Can get this one together. Maestro Cam still is going to be a nuisance basically at this point. And there it is. Damage again. Just distract, delay, 40 seconds, and then sick of that one forward, but Barbie Boys, 34 seconds. Need to get this diffuser plant down. This kill here is the one that matters. Japer's low. He hasn't been able to get it. That should be him done. They don't want to quite push it yet because they're not sure where Reelers is. The impact grenade from below, it's not far off. To find where the diffuser's going down. He picks the wrong angle. And now he's left in a 1v3, and surely they do not even give him the time of day to get back into this. Head presented, they're thinking about these fights, but Prez finds it.
It's series and championship point.
Down in the 4v3, they come back nicely, and they do get to 6 and 3 match and championship points to be crowned champions. And Bakelats need to rattle off 3 in a row to try and force overtime.
Yeah, I thought after that Jack Scurry lurk down into Oil Pit, it could have been the round over, but a good refrag and then Saved, able to hit that shot on the player playing Rafters was absolutely massive. That guy had absolutely no reason not to find a double up there, unfortunately, unable to hit the shots. And then a really good decision by Prez to go deep into the site and find Japer before going for the plant. They obviously realized that this information from Garage would be able to pinpoint exactly where that plant was going down. And that's just experience. That's someone that has played the game for a long time and able to make a really good call in a very high pressure situation. So able to make it 6-3. No more mistakes for Bakelats.
Which, yeah, another thing as well with the util, the little Dekebi call once the Maestro Cam was zapping through Garage, just making sure that, hey, we're going to the next view now, you can't zap us and bully us anymore. You got our Monty, but you can't stop us anymore. So, yeah, once again, experience knowing
I'm not sure about the Denari pick to cover one hatch. I'm not sure about this one. I get the theory behind it, but if he's picked the wrong hatch, he is screwed.
A little bit of a roam clear potential. We do have the Deimos to potentially hunt down some players. And I also like the IQ pick on Pinku, as they were aware that there was the Velk playing before, and there is a Velk now.
Yeah, good adaptation from the side.
I'm not sure about this from Bakelats.
A lot today.
No, I like the Aruni, I like the Denari, I like the operators they've chosen. But to have all of Denari's trip connectors covering one hatch,
right now, opting to bring double C4,
and Aruni as well, and the Aruni as well,
just to put pressure on this player trying to get vertical.
I think this might be a mistake.
No ram as well taken by the attackers, so a little bit more difficult to find this
I
vertical.
think this might be a mistake from Bake Lads.
Save doing a good job so far.
Denari is a good operator if you use him right. I
there.
don't think they've used him right here. Like I get, like I said, I get the intention. I get the idea why.
Stuck there, which that does down save there. The info was there.
I get the idea.
But
I get the idea of Denari covering one hatch with all his effectively all of his trip connectors, because if one of the attackers drops down, chances are he's dead. If not from the laser gates, then someone covering that hatch. The Aruni cover also makes sense.
If they don't burn all the gates early, that's going to completely stop their attack and their entry.
I don't. Being taken down to 1 HP now makes it really difficult for him to play on these vertical angles where it is so important. One set of Habana pellets does go off, and it looks like they're just going to give the rest of the hatch away. Both of those impact grenades not being used to deny this hatch. Kaken still has one more Azami barrier in pocket, and this
feels like a mistake
really
from Bake Lads. This
if
feels
they
like a
decide to go for
mistake.
this kitchen drop, and it looks like they probably will. Jack will find the first kill of the round onto Pinku. A very aggressive peek into Moto up through the hatch. They're back down to a 4v5.
Which Novak's starting to put pressure around the site. We do see all players on Barbie Boys starting to surround, going for a potential hatch drop. But the Nez and Novak's rotating towards blue. Potentially looking for a bit of a drop here once again, but they're going to have to coordinate a drop here because 30 seconds left. They have a lot of util to clear, and there's still 5 members of Bake Lads alive.
It's got to be perfect, and Reelers isn't allowing it. Nezarati done. They just jump on in. They just hope they can find some shots. Reelers get some damage, but it is Jax Curry, Reelers, and Bake Lads. They are not done just yet. Sage will find just a couple as Kaken locks it in. One match point is saved. Two more times that.
But they need
to
two.
happen
They
as
need
we sit
3.
6-4. Round number 11 now. I mean,
They need 2 more
overtime last time.
just to hit OT. They cannot afford any more fuck ups. They need a full, clean site rotation in order to push this to overtime.
Been getting longer and longer. 7-5, 6-8, 7-8, baby. But we are going to the secondary site now, which always an opportunity for Barbie Boys to come back. And then the concern after this is if Bake Lads win, they're back to CCTV, which they did lose before. So the pressure is on that tertiary round, but they have to at least get there first, which looking at their lineup side, it does look like they want to do a similar hold. They have the Azami and the Jaeger side of things with a Warden though playing towards the catch side, which I think the Warden is a very smart pick, particularly because we saw the Ying last time trying to force their way out, so it won't matter if you can see through the Ying flashes.
That's right. I mean, you can just feel the nervous energy in this entire arena now. Not just the players, the crowd, everything's just sort of lulled a little. Everyone's gone very quiet and just waiting to see what happens. And edgy of seat stuff for every single kill, for every single firefight that comes through. This could be our final round, number 11. Bake Lads can force us to number 12. We do all rounds of regulation. Barbie Boys, their second opportunity to lock away Logitech G rivals.
I think this Warden playing inside of Cash is going to be really pivotal into this round. As Spartan said, first time they attacked this site, they brought the Ying, and that was really good at taking that top red control, but they didn't quite act on it fast enough. And it resulted in them getting refragged, trying to walk their way into Cash. But it looks like this time, they're just taking it a little bit slower, just looking to find the info for this top red and Cash player first.
That's his last ace charge too.
Pressure on this Cash guy, although Bailey will find Nezarati once again. But the plant is
Oh my god,
down.
the plant's going down.
Fuser one's through, and
oh,
it's not Bailey. The C4 is enormous. 3v3 now. Prez incredibly low.
Fuck, that's lucky.
Almost pulled it off there, Barbie Boys. Still plenty of time left in this round, though.
That is incredibly lucky.
Diffuser. Reposition a couple of the players here. There's still 90 seconds. There's nice stuff there from Bake Lads. They just avoid that going down. Now, once again, Still so much to go in this round. We could still go through all 90 seconds here.
That was beautiful vert play there to be able to shoot out the mirror from below. So that's just experience on the players knowing where those vert angles are, which is the mirror on the bathroom wall, very stock standard. But time is ticking, and we do see Novak's rotating over to the Logi hatch, opening the Logi hatch, and President is still on the bottom of the main stairs. So might be looking to rotate towards that side, but we do see Novak's droning the red stairs, and as we see President now rotating towards the cache side as well as save. So it does look like they want to switch up and go for a quick horizontal take here, try catch Bakelats off guard, but as we see all three players there are moving to different locations, different anchor points. I think they are aware with this rotate.
35 seconds. Does it all end right here, right now? Or can Bakelats hold this one out? 3v3. Saved 14 kills. Has been absolutely enormous in this final map. He's looking for more here, slowly creeping around the corner. First fight, absolutely massive. Who goes down first? Prez finds Bailey. He's going to be traded there with Kaken 2v2 now. Prez being so low. Needs to keep this together. A double from Prez. A 1v1. Saved and Japer. 3 seconds on the clock. There's no time. He's got to find the kill. It won't happen. Bakelats hold it. The time runs out. And we will have to do every single round to see if we're going to OT or not.
Oh, man.
How on earth do these rounds keep happening? Massive stuff.
I need a drink.
Number 12.
Not this drink. I need a proper
Crowd
drink.
goes absolutely off, and then again the tension, it all builds up. 2 opportunities have been missed for the championship point. Will they live to regret it, Barbie boys?
We finally move to the tertiary site.
Here we go. This is it.
One was on this site, and quite comfortably, I will say.
This is the most important map of this entire series.
It looked like the attack had sort of faltered quite early into the round.
Barbie boys
able to find an opener once again. He's done
defy the odds and take the attacking round. They win.
Be the difference, I think, more often than not.
Bakelats win. We go to OT, and I reckon they win there.
The right decision, deciding to rotate towards cache side and go for that horizontal play, making their way up main stairs and in towards.
I think now the onus is on Barbie boys.
Death wish, but
because they had 3 championship points on the line. They're down to their last chance.
He held his nerve, didn't take the fight, and decided to play the time.
Which Realist was hiding the Bandit, so they didn't bring Bandit last time on this side, which is exactly what Barbie boys did on their defense side. And now they're bringing the Bandit to be able to Bandit trick this wall off, which now looking at Barbie boys lineup, they do have EMP, so they might be able to go through the Bandit trick. Plus, they have an Ash to go below, they have the Capital to potentially go through that highway window. So they have the util to be able to clear this. They just have to be coordinated enough and make sure Bakelats can't get aggressive and stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, having Zephyr and Capital makes it a bit easier. I think when you only have Capital, which I think Bakelats did on their attacks of the same site, it can be kind of hard to make the decision whether you want to waste that utility on the CC wall, which obviously is very important, but once you do that, clearing out garage can be very, very difficult. Having both here does allow them a couple of options into how they want to deal with this, so it looks like the Zephyr is going to go below Pinku and try to get an impact grenade onto this wall. Maybe just look for the Zephyr stun, not allow any more bandit tricks after that. Flashes will go out. One Zephyr stun will deny the bandit from going for that.
Clever. That's clever from Bakelats.
First one
Barbie
to fall
boys.
by saved. 4v5.
Which, words in the chat, but this could be the deciding round side of things, which does look like Barbie boys. They've opened up the main wall. They are rotating to a master side, so it doesn't look like they want to go for the garage take, so opting for a different play, a different strategy that Bakelats hasn't seen yet, which this is where Barbie boys really good at it, taking their time to get the information, get where the util is, but
there goes the bandit.
Down Real as well. There goes your bandit. There goes an extra C4 to play later on in the round. And
5v3.
1 minute left. 5v3. This could be the very last round of the series.
This could be it.
Bakelats need a hero. Someone needs to step up. Kaken is almost down as well. Barbie boys can almost taste it now. 5v3 situation. 50 seconds now. The shot needed to be hit. It's not. And with Kaken so low, all of this has to be left on Bailey. He gets at least one Kaken. Is there something else that he can deliver here as Barbie Boys? The seconds tick, they close in. We started off with 100 teams, whittled to 8, down to 4. Now it's just one remaining. Bailey needs a 1v4 clutch as Diffuser goes down. They might have done enough here, Barbie Boys. They can play away from this one. They'd have to do some misplays here. Bailey gets one knockdown. Novaks and Prez, they've got to feel nervous. They can go for the pick up there if needed. But do they think about it here? I don't think you would. Slowly creeping towards it. The head was spotted there for half a second. Time continues to tick. Bailey, the counter defuse. He's holding it. Gets back off. They're waiting for it to come through. Who jumps in? Who lands a cooling blow? Oh, it's happened! He almost pulled it off, but Prez finds it! They get up and about for it! And it's happened, Barbie Boys! We go the whole distance. 3 maps of absolutely pure R6. And it is Barbie Boys who are your Logitech G rivals. What a grand final.
That was
What
well done,
final.
boys.
And I mean, it came down to that tertiary site once again. Barbie Boys just showing they understand how to attack that site. And it came down to Clubhouse for map 3, a map that everyone knows how to play, but they just proved to be the better team today.
Which, yeah, both teams going back and forth, very dominant rounds, very occasional 1v1s where it mattered. But obviously, Barbie Boys just with the edge on that map. The adaptation, the counters of every single round. It was the highest quality of Siege that we have seen. And, I mean, the T2 scene is going up right now.
I mean, they say save the best for last, and these two teams have put in a massive performance. You got to feel for Bake lads. They got so close there, and Bailey almost pulled off a 1v3. That would have been absolute insanity, but President, he does the job. He delivers that final kill, and in the end, it is that one round that they lose on tertiary that comes back to haunt them on their attacking side. They couldn't find it. And unfortunately, it is the difference maker. But I mean, again, shout out to both teams. What a grand final. 2 go all rounds of regulation, and then an OT on top of that. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Couldn't have asked for much more. And I mean, as Spartan said, the tier 2 scene is only getting better. Every time that we're able to run events like this, obviously we haven't had lands in Australia for such a long time, and it's just so exciting to see so many good players come up through the ranks. And yeah, I mean, it's only going up from here. The more we get opportunities like this, the better quality that we're going to get. And you know, eventually we're going to see Australian teams start to win invitationals.
That's what we're hoping for. I mean, look, with the pack stuff coming up as well, there's going to be at least the 2 Aussie teams competing in that one. Look, the future, it seems very bright. I mean, like, again, tier 2 side of things, put on a show like that after all the play days, the group stages, the playoffs, the narratives that were formed on all sides, and to end it like that, you couldn't ask for anything better.
No, absolutely not. And as I was kind of mentioning before, every team has developed into these teams. They work well, they mesh well, they try all these new strategies out, they get aggressive, they go really slow and structured. The quality of Siege, I feel like, has really gone up throughout just this season, which I think some of these tier 2 teams will be able to rival some of the tier 1 teams that we are seeing now. So I'm loving the quality of the Siege, but at the end of the day, Barbie Boys, they won it out.
And they deserved it. I mean, to be fair, I could have given it to either team there. Both probably deserving to win that final grand final. But, I mean, in the end, Barbie Boys, they take it as much as you want. But at the end of the day, like, you look at it for a couple of those rounds there. They could have taken the second map, but Bake lads, you know, they had that 3-6 advantage, and we saw it as well, that both teams sort of got massive leads in all maps. They got to that 3, couldn't quite close it out, though.
Couldn't quite close it out, and I mean, both teams playing off momentum, playing off the energy of the crowd. I mean, this is their first LAN event, and they were putting on a show like that, so props to both teams. I mean, it's super exciting. Congratulations to the Barbie Boys. They were definitely the better team on the day, but only by a very, very small margin, so congrats to the Bake lads as well.
Yeah, and also, I mean, congrats to the crowd. They were absolutely fantastic from start to finish, especially those last few rounds. I mean, we were hearing that through our headphones. The energy was just absolutely enormous, and I guess that's just a huge outpouring of emotion of just, you know, 6 years without a LAN of any kind in Oz for R6, and they were just loving it.
Which, I mean, like I said, revenge match as well. 2-1. It was very close, but Barbie boys finally getting the last laugh against Bake Lads here.
That they did. And, well, guys, the grand finalist has been confirmed, and they're going to be having a little bit of a chat, or at least one. Mr. Rob is on stage. He's got someone for an interview. Who have you got, Rob?
I've told you before, Mr. Rob was my father, but I am joined by Saved and Prez. An unbelievable match, gentlemen. I mean, that was probably... That will go down as one of the best grand finals we've had in OS for a while as well. And both of you have delivered. Saved, I'll start with you. The numbers from you were absolutely outrageous today. How does it feel to be on LAN?
It actually feels so much different, but it feels good. You know, I was just waiting for that, that round for me to really pop off. But that game really did it. It was inevitable that we were going to win, like it was going to happen. But we just wanted to make it interesting and give them that game.
There was one thing I said to you at the very start, Prez, which was I don't care what happens. I want to go to a third, and I want it to be interesting. Maybe a little more interesting than you wanted it to be.
No, it was all part of the chat book. Honestly,
Liar.
Shout out to the Bake Lads guys. They played some Unreal Siege today, and yeah, just happy that happy we got the win.
Now, obviously, both your first lands, both your first time offline, and a performance that I think we will remember. Saved, obviously, both of you boys have come down from the Tier 1 only very recently. What does it kind of feel like to have a tournament like this and allow you to, I guess, express yourselves offline as well?
Look, it's really good considering it's Tier 2. Like, stepping down from Tier 1, it wasn't really stepping down. I kind of just took a break for a bit. But the fact that it was Tier 2 and you guys are hosting something like this, it's amazing. And I'd love to have this as Tier 1 as well. But more stuff like this should happen, actually. Like, with this whole LAN. But I really liked the LAN. It was really good.
A performance like that, and we'll definitely get it again. Prez, we've been through it together, you and I. We've been in a lot of interviews together. But you are now the champion of Oceania. Look, we'll use the asterisks. We'll use the asterisks, no. But what did you say to me before we came on? Is it undefeated on LAN?
Absolutely, undefeated on LAN, and we're going to take that through to next year. We're going to be undefeated all next year as well. APL, here we come, baby.
I love
You
it.
heard the man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Congratulations on the win. For everyone at home, thank you for watching. For everyone in Fortress, thank you for coming. It's been an absolute bloody pleasure as we close out the Logitech G Rivals. There is still so much action going on with the APL. We've got packs coming up. We've got major qualifiers coming up. You do not want to miss it. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
I'm going to sign off here as well. I had thought about streaming something else after the fact, but nah. After that, I don't think I could really do anything there. So congratulations to Barbie Boys for a fantastic series and an even more fantastic grand final. I don't think anyone would disparage you for your run throughout the entirety of Rivals, not just the grand final. Commiserations to Bake Lads. You guys played fantastic. You made it very, very closer than I think anyone had really expected, but you pushed it to all 3 maps. I don't think anyone could have asked for a better runner-up for Rivals. To Logitech, I want to give a big shout out to you guys for sponsoring Rivals. I don't think this probably wouldn't have happened without you guys, with your guys' support. To the Rex Company and Rob Monday, if you somehow end up watching this, thank you very much for putting this tournament on for the Tier 2 scene of Oceania, for Australia. This is something that we desperately needed as part of the grassroots to build up the next generation of Siege T1 players from Oceania. And I can't wait to see what you guys pull off next. And also, I want to give a big shout out to Rect for allowing me to co-stream these matches in an official capacity. I cannot thank you guys enough for the opportunity, and I hope I get the opportunity to co-stream more tournaments in the future, or maybe work with you guys a little bit more closely. For those who did end up tuning into my streams during these games, and thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I wasn't a complete and utter bore. And with that, I'm going to sign off for tonight's stream. Sunday will be the continuation of my Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart run. Tuesday we'll be continuing with my Assassin's Creed Shadows run. I'm not entirely sure what to do for Friday just yet. I've got a couple of ideas kicking around. For Friday. I'm going to be taking a couple of days to sort out... Sorry, just got gassy, really very gassy for a second. What was I saying? Friday. Friday streams, I'm not entirely sure what's going to be happening with that one. I'm going to try to keep it Siege specific. Or at least Siege adjacent. Like I said, I'm kicking around a couple of ideas of what that might be, and what form that may take. But until then, I think it would be a case of watch this space to see what happens. I may just go back to doing variety streams. Picking another game, I'm not sure what that would be yet. I'm kind of undecided. Until next time I see you, thank you very much for tuning in. Be safe out there. Look after your friends, family, and loved ones. And until next time, operators, this is your resident Silver Wolf, signing off.